can just start.
If we're all here, then if you would mind briefly recapping a few things that happened last time. I mean, it was dealt with, so effectively that case is closed and nothing of that matters anymore. This guy, blue with the multi-limbs, yeah, he's not here anymore. This house with the tarp over it that got set on fire, that's not here anymore. Crows with the fingers growing out of them.
Poor family when they come back from whatever vacation they were on after having their house fumigated and burned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna have questions.
Oh man. Oh man. Wonder what.
Map of the area, that goes in the shredder. That park.
Memories.
Miscellaneous investigations. Whatever secrets that's hiding, yeah, that gets covered up. This whole area, Idaho, Montana. Into the paper shredder it goes. The briefing on Operation Malta, shred. Timeline, shredding it. Personal notes on it, wreckage. Sula. Holding. If there's anything in particular that you think, oh, we should fucking remember this because it might be relevant later, then write some notes down real quick right now. Otherwise, it might only be in your memory.
Well, Gorm has great memory, so no problem there.
Fantastic. The train tracks and all the cleanup unit there. All good.
I just realized it's embarrassingly long ago since I last took any notes.
Well, that's what the videos are for, so that you can simply look back on them and go, oh, that's what we're doing.
How long is embarrassingly long?
Yeah, how long is that? Like, since the start of the campaign?
I think I can top you.
Only if he lets you.
We can have a noteless off.
Me.
Just improvising and not remembering what we did yesterday. I mean, that is possible.
Remember. I know I did at some point. I feel like I started taking notes back at the beginning of the D&D campaign, where which led to eventually to the City of Brass.
Damn it, we're at the same mark. Darn, it's such a difficult one to actually figure out.
Well, one of the
I feel like I had some rudimentary notes about those first villages because when we were investigating something. I feel like that's like the last time.
Some people are missing. Takes notes. Okay, but that was 2 years of
Yeah,
play
exactly.
time ago.
I had the name list. Yeah, true.
And we're still finding these people.
Well, that was kind of the point where we started doing group notes.
Yes.
Because before that, it was all personal notes. So yeah, I think that's the point.
Add handout. Everyone can edit. Group notes.
Okay, I want to add the last adventurers notes to there. Oh, they're gone. Darn. Shredded.
Sorry, the FBI has come by and shredded all your files.
Would be an interesting
But I
thing you
don't
can
remember
do.
anything without it.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing to do in a which is possible with virtual tabletop. That you can just you could hide the group notes and then just say, remember those notes? The FBI came by. You have no idea where your notes are. So what do you remember? And you could have like a side quest to actually breathe the information back to the players.
Yeah, the real life version of that in our case would be if YouTube suddenly decides to delete all my VODs.
Oh yeah. But you have them up or downloaded somewhere, right?
Yeah, I have them.
Right? Okay. Well, it's fine.
Whatever mimetic bullshit they have in there, just need to upload it to
For
some
now,
porn
yeah.
site, because they don't get deleted from there.
Some game porn.
Yeah. With how badly the DM gets fucked every time, it should qualify.
Like I can just imagine the poor guy who is like listening it and like, when does the action start?
One guy who's really into story with his porn.
4 hours later.
When are these 4 dudes gonna start fucking each other?
Came for the sex scenes, stayed for the story and jokes. Oh.
But yes. I assume there's no open ends for last time and how you dealt with the creature and the big cleanup operation that followed, and not to mention the extensive familial trauma that ensued and stress on the bonds it has at the end of it. We already played through all of that. But if there's any other questions, we're like, oh, by the way, I definitely would have slurped up some of the blue goo when it was on the grass, then now's your time to say so.
No.
Damn, that would have made you immortal. Oh well.
But at what cost?
At the cost of, like, dying a day later.
Yeah. And becoming something else.
And turning into a horrific monster, yeah.
Yeah, and becoming Lieutenant Hooley.
Yeah. There was actually a they keep putting in a whole bunch of information that's like, the players are never supposed to know this stuff, but here's 5 pages about stuff that's happening behind the scenes. That's great. How are they supposed to be involved in this? They aren't.
They specifically are not allowed to be involved in this. They'll be told not to. Very strictly.
Yes. Speaking of not being involved in stuff, for the purpose of this particular upcoming adventure, because you guys, you get away from your Delta Green activities, you go back to your regular lives. It's important for reasons that I establish exactly what primary organization you are involved in. Now, I believe Guybrush was primarily associated with the FBI, right?
Yeah, that makes most sense.
Yep.
Because he's law enforcement, so.
Dr. Gorm, being a paleontologist, I believe you were, associated with a bunch of museums or something?
Well, an undercover government operation discovering basically a laboratory of ancient artifacts.
Okay. What primary organization would that belong to? Because the government's pretty fucking big. If it's just some Senate black book, whatever the fuck.
Well, yeah, museums actually. Well, it's probably something like museum and culture. Let me see what USA has.
I mean, government museums is probably government museums. It's like, hey, we have these artifacts that we don't want to make public because they'll make a big stink out of them, but we do gotta know, like, is this ancient American or does this belong to Greece and we stole it? Stuff
Could
like
be some
that.
CIA
making
like a
bombing
black
for it.
project as well.
The CIA-funded museums. But more importantly, it means you can't show up with a bunch of credentials that say, "Hello, I am CIA. Hello, I am FBI." If you're the museum
indeed.
wing of the CIA, you're not going to show up with CIA credentials.
That's why the card says Smithsonian.
Yeah, Smithsonian I found. So yeah, that's
Museum and Library Services.
I mean, we could just say Smithsonian in case. Just big museum. Big museum. I am with a big museum.
I am big museum.
Yes.
We create history.
Similarly, I believe Stone was simply U.S. military. Right?
Hoo-ha. Yes.
Arguably special forces, but let's keep it generic. And then the question is, what the fuck is Mateo? NSA?
CDC.
ICE? CDC? That makes sense with being a cleaner and all that. Alright.
CC.
The reason this is important is depending on the adventure and depending on the specifics, it might involve stuff where it says, hey, this other organization is already involved and they are doing their own investigation. So if you then show up and say, hello, I am also of this, and then there's no paper trail that connects you to it, lots of people ask all sorts of questions. Sometimes you have to be on the down low. In particular, at some point your phones will ring and you will all get called in for a new assignment that you don't look forward for, because you all know that this might get very fucky very quickly.
Yeah.
You are called in a nearby location where your handler simply flies you in to a room in New Jersey, where you are briefly informed of the situation, that an FBI agent, more importantly, who was also a Delta Green agent, committed suicide some time ago. And he was not on any particular Delta Green assignment for this. But, due to some other stuff that they found, they've concluded that it does warrant a investigation. The problem is that this, suicide of an FBI agent has already been picked up by the FBI and local law enforcement, and has been internally dealt with and very quickly closed already. I'll give you the complete notes. Maybe go through that. Briefing. I'm just gonna give you the complete text because that is the cleanest way to make a start of this. Miro, would you mind reading it?
I definitely would or would not. It's a weird word. I don't know when you mind or
you
when you
wouldn't.
don't.
Yes.
Because sometimes you just say sure, so you do mind, right? Anyway, briefing. Donnelly's death. FBI Special Agent Arthur Donnelly killed himself in the house on Spooner Avenue. The agent's Delta Green contact can summarize the circumstances. Donnelly went to 1206 Spooner Avenue 2 weeks ago without informing his Delta Green contacts or following the usual protocols. Nobody knows why. Donnelly's ex-wife called the Trenton FBI office where Donnelly worked and reported him missing. 2 agents from the Trenton office checked his apartment on the next day. They found that he had unaccountably left his cell phone behind. Okay. The day after that, they worked with Donnelly's cell phone provider to track his phone's recent movements. They found a number of unexplained visits to 1206 Spooner Avenue. The next day, the agents checked the Spooner Avenue house. They found Donnelly's body in the master bedroom. His throat had been cut cleanly, as if with a straight razor. His blood had drenched the walls. One of the agents said it looked like somebody had set off a bomb full of blood. The FBI agents notified the Meadowbrook police, who called the county coroner. The coroner half-heartedly ruled the death as a suicide, though no suicide weapon was found. more significant than the suicide itself was the fact that Donnelly had provided the. More significant than the suicide itself was the fact that Donnelly had followed in the footsteps of Jamila Isari, the house's former owner. Her body had been found under the precisely same circumstances 16 months before. The agent's contact says Delta Green agents in the FBI worked around the clock to make sure the official investigation of Donnelly's death ended there. Donnelly already had a reputation among his peers, backed up by an interview with his ex-wife as depressive, obsessive, and often overwhelmed by stress. Judging by his movements and his web browser history, Donnelly had become preoccupied with the house on Spooner Avenue. The house had an admittedly strange history, but which was not related in any way to his work in the FBI or any current criminal investigation. He went to the house, must have suffered an overwhelming emotional crisis, and killed himself. The tragedy was reported in the local newspaper, the Meadowbrook Sparrow, and made the rounds on the internet for a day. Another Spooner suicide. The report quotes Donnelly's supervisor, the Trenton FBI office, as regretting that Agent Donnelly never talked about what must have been deep emotional distress. The supervisor says Donnelly's friends at the bureau wish they would have done more to help him. Now things have begun to calm down. The agency's Delta Green contact says that if they are careful, they can keep it that way. Nobody has any official interest in seeing the mystery deepen. The FBI does not want the public embarrassment of an agent going off the deep end. The local police do not want the notoriety of a haunted house story going wide. Neighbors do not want the house's weird history to depress the local housing market. If the agents tread carefully or lightly, the latest death at Spooner Avenue will soon be forgotten.
So,
suicides.
Because the police and the FBI are already involved in a way that they want to quickly sweep this under the rug, and that they're asking questions to which the answer is because he was a Delta Green agent, you're going to actually need to work around the FBI and the police as much as possible. If they start asking questions and you will be poking around an already closed investigation, that's going to open a can of worms that might result in internal investigations prying into us. So please try to use assets outside of this. Additionally, we will be taking some measures to buffer yourself from us, just in case you do draw the attention of some FBI agent that decides to investigate us a little bit more thoroughly. So
a haunted house, eh?
And you thought this group was the best choice for something that requires silence and covert operation?
After last time, it says in your profile report that has recently learned lessons on how to be more subtle.
So we go in at night. Don't let the neighbors see us. We get rid of ghosts. Easy peasy. Back to regular Tuesday.
Assuming
Okay,
he's a ghost.
Before this happens, I must ask, do we not burn down the house? Is that a definite no?
The handler will say, like, look, if your answer is, oh, it must be something in the house, let's burn it down, there's some various paperwork already and notes. And from what we already saw, this house has already burned down a few times in the past. So, if there is something ancient and haunted here, then burning it probably doesn't do anything.
Do you know any other methods that have been used that are in our knowledge?
Well, unfortunately,
Yeah,
that's
it's
where
like,
our information sort of stops. Because, like I said, this isn't a Delta Green investigation. This is an investigation into a Delta Green agent that has mysteriously gone missing. So it hasn't been examined all that much yet. Most of what we have to work with is the assumption that Donnelly himself was doing a private investigation into this matter. Which is against protocol, and why we are also sending you here with an additional instruction. First off, your explicit objectives are to determine the cause of Special Agent Arthur Dudley's death. Where'd my text go? One, determine the cause of his death. 2, focus attention on the house and determine whether or not it actually represents some form of ongoing supernatural threat.
Are we able to get the file of Agent Dudley? I think that would be the first thing to do.
Because we generally compartmentalize information like that, it is still being decided how much you are and aren't actually allowed to know. But we are aware that there are several other agency contacts that are at least aware of our organization and capable of helping you in investigating this place. That, as far as we knew, Agent Donnelly was also aware of. So interviewing them and trying to extract whatever information they have on this would probably be your best starting point.
How about just a pure human resource file? And the cases that he has been like doing for the clean section of the house, so to say.
Clean section of the house?
Not Delta Green.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I don't have that on me right now, but I will be able to make sure that's forwarded to you as soon as possible.
Since we're supposed to avoid the official law enforcement avenues, is there any way of getting more information on the coroner and potentially even the crime scene photos?
For most of this, you're kind of on your own. Because we have reasons to suspect that any of our usual contacts with the FBI and agency are already under investigation. So we want to avoid the agency getting any unwanted attention from the FBI unless they think that we in some way killed this agent. We didn't, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
But
no,
if this is some supernatural threat, then we should still be aware of it, which is why we're sending you.
Right. No, it's just the description of the coroner half-heartedly calling it a suicide and swiftly closing the case. Well, we can't close out the fact that someone with the authority to declare something like that would be behind manipulating things and killing people. His actions seem rather strange, hence. But we will look into it and get back to you if we need more information.
So, the FBI and the local police, they don't have an idea that Donnelly was a Delta Green operative, right?
As far as we are aware, they had no idea he was involved in our organization or that our organization even exists, and we would very much like to keep it that way, which is why that will be your third objective. Really try to make sure that both the FBI and the police department have no further reason to look into this. They've already made it a little bit of an open and shut case, just a depressed man in law enforcement committing suicide, even though they didn't have a suicide weapon and they had some questions, but they have no reason to suspect it's supernatural in any way. And neither do we, other than the weird history that seems to be associated with this, and that several of our contacts are pinging this as most likely, in some way, a supernatural threat. He would probably use the word unnatural. Yeah.
Is the house free to enter, or do we have to break in? If we wish to see the place for ourselves.
I believe that after the police investigation, it was simply locked with a very rudimentary padlock. You should have no problem breaking in, but the investigation won't have very long before the executor of the bank that currently owns it will install new locks and proceed with selling it.
Do we have the coroner's report about the body?
You do. It should be in the files.
Let's dig in with the files first.
Right.
Yep.
You were handed a packet of files referring to miscellaneous things, and a phone, a battered old cell phone that you are to use for any other contact with other agents or the agency itself as necessary. That will be your sole point of contact. It is a otherwise isolated. It can call internationally. It does not send any caller metadata and should properly be isolated from the rest of the network so that it cannot be traced in any way. It contains numbers for a parapsychologist, Emil Yarrow, an associate professor at Fulton College, and Elizabeth Tucker of a local antique dealership. These are supposedly the two Delta Green contacts. You have your regular way of using your own internal channels through your own organization of contacting your Delta Green handlers, but those will be far slower, and you might receive return calls via this phone. Please do not lose it. This allows us to effectively cut ties if you are compromised in some way. As, for example, being arrested by the FBI if they consider you to be worth investigating in this.
So avoid flashing badges too much.
Yes, what's the proper name for a phone like this?
Burner phone?
It's not technically a burner phone. I get burner enough phone.
An off-grid?
And off-grid, yeah. And, yeah, not connected. Connected. Traceable. Traceable, that's the word, and not traceable. To the... Yes, the phone also has those numbers of it already. A parapsychologist, a local dealership, and then a stack of miscellaneous documentation, which is the bits that they were able to piece together. A basic profile on Donnelly, which is primarily just his stint in the FBI, although due to your experience, you're able to see that, oh, there were these periodic, several month special operations where they just don't give any information. And you can very quickly piece together that he was doing pretty much what you guys are doing. Additionally, it would say that Donnelly has lived in this area for quite some time. Let's see if I can use specifics. Let's see what I can quickly tell you already. Just some basic institutional legitimate tracking. You have his career timeline, office transfers, psychiatric evaluations, emergency contacts. His residence in Trenton, New Jersey. The agent lived in this part of the world. Public records, background checks, credit history. He is currently divorced and has a daughter. And he has no native or childhood connections to this particular town or anything. So they were as surprised as anyone that he sort of ended up here. Although it was very quickly evident that the previous occupant of this building also killed herself in a similar manner. And that was pretty well known. All the neighbors knew about it. And it was a well-known fact of the house. Which is why it was considered, somewhat noteworthy that he killed himself in a similar way.
But the house doesn't have an how old is the house?
A little over 100 years old.
Yeah. But these are just two known cases of such deaths. It doesn't have
It had a history
well,
of such.
Give me a little bit, because there's a big stack of paperwork and there's a lot of information in there. But going through all of it takes an amount of time. So who takes the lead in investigating what? Because as always, depending on what questions you ask, the investigation will quickly go in a specific direction.
I'm going to check out about what was found on the body. Like, is there something saying that this might not be like a regular suicide?
Let's take a look. Okay, so you're going over that information. Would you mind giving me a check of sorts? You're going through paperwork, but you're looking for medical information, I think.
Criminology, how about that?
That's fine. That'll do. Yeah, criminology. You're looking for something crime-related. And I'm assuming you're doing this as a team, so add the plus 20. And then this is sort of the direction that the investigation goes in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So if you could give me that roll. Okay, that's a success. The coroner photos and the description all match the victim having its throat slit with a sharp object. You've seen enough stab wounds in your life to know what that looks like. You would describe it as, either a hunting knife or some sort of other large handheld knife, perhaps a straight razor as it's described in the coroner file. Just a very sharp knife, as if the entire neck just went zzzt, and all of a sudden it, burst open and they very quickly bleed to death.
I would say that's a big red flag. Very unusual way of killing yourself. Also very impractical. Let me see how did the body doctor think about this. I'm putting my finger in my mouth and slipping the papers at the end to see that what kind of review was done on this. I would be very surprised if this would be not escaped him.
Right. The primary reason they ruled it a suicide, even though they didn't have a weapon like that, is because of blood splatter. The way that the blood was on the inner arms and on the body itself, and that there's no tracks of anything else.
And
is
the
all
knife
consistent
itself.
with that.
And the knife has only the finger marks of the
There's no
our
knife.
guy.
There was no knife found at the scene.
And how would that make sense?
Well, they
Did it
simply
walk away?
all of the wounds are consistent with a knife slitting. However, just because they weren't able to find the knife afterwards, they concluded, well, perhaps it was thrown away or knocked away, or someone was present here and stole it. There was a brief investigation apparently looking for it, but not only was the knife not found, no traces of someone else being present or the knife being thrown away was found, and it was deemed irrelevant because no other traces of someone else being present were found in any way, shape, or form.
These people are absolute amateurs. This was a murder.
Well,
Then investigate with that in mind. Your handler will have, at this point, left. You are left with the pile of paperwork in the dossier to go through and these questions to answer, and he is ultimately just here to give you this stuff, so he leaves.
Well, while Stone is going through the coroner's reports and the crime scene thing, Guybrush wants to take the dead agent's psychiatric reviews and he's like that part of the medical history and kind of go through whatever they had compiled about his mental state and stuff like that.
All right. Yeah, give me a sort of psychology check as you go through that
Psychotherapy?
paperwork. Also, plus 20.
Okay. Psychotherapy?
Yeah,
Or-
I think psychotherapy would be the appropriate one. Oh, you have a 100 when others help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can quickly summarize that for you. Where's the PDF? Because I have records on everything, but I do have to bounce back and forth constantly. My own notes. As an FBI agent, he was subject to just evaluations constantly. He had a reputation among his peers as being depressed and also obsessive and overwhelmed by even the slightest things in recent years. He didn't used to be that previously, but he has deteriorated very quickly, as if he was slowly losing his grasp on reality. Additionally, his most recent personal notes sort of showed that he had a sort of investigative obsession, his internet history primarily, pointing to this location and a myth, and mythos that sort of built up around this place. If you're going through that, apparently he had all sorts of notes that there was a long series of deaths in this house that he was personally investigating and was slowly losing his mind over. Statements from his ex-wife and daughter corroborate that apparently whenever he had the chance in recent years, he would bring that up. Who's next? Dr. Gorm, what sort of information do you want?
I would love to get my hands on the history of the place itself. So that sounds like
I
the
figured
place
that
to
would
go.
be yours, which is why I didn't chase that any further.
Thank you for sparing it for me. And for that, I'd like to use history to check out.
Right.
What?
Rather than going through the paperwork that that you've been provided, because that was, and you would need to look into public records, and that is sort of your expertise, and that will, regardless of how successful you are, reveal stuff. Go ahead and roll for paleontology. Do we have that as a skill?
That's anthropology, I think.
Oh, well, yeah. Paleontology is the dinosaur one, isn't it? Either way. Where do we go?
I'm quite not sure what paleontology. Oh my goodness, can't even.
Paleontology. And then there's anthropology and also history. They're both 70. Go ahead and roll that with the plus 20, because I'm assuming you're going around as your initial investigation with your team. Everyone's bringing what they have to the table,
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one was it?
whichever one you want.
Right. I'll go history because I said it. Well, yeah, it's a success.
Great. Now, as you look into this place, after the house was initially built, apparently by some old sculptor called Michael Wheeler, there has been a very long series of miscellaneous deaths here, many of which were classified as suicides, though not all in the same way. You will construct a list of this. Let's do open up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This gives you a list of dates and names that you can go in. Between
Ooh.
the original date, the original construction date was 1910, I believe. And the original homeowners were there for 50-some years. But after that, yeah, every time someone would move in, they seemed to very quickly meet an end.
40-some year, I guess, because
Yeah.
if it's 1910s and 56 is already.
Yeah. 40, 50s.
Also suicides.
Many of them
Well,
were
yeah.
ruled as such.
These really seem like they might be just a coroner explaining the same phenomenon. in
Is
different
it the
ways.
same coroner?
The same corner for the past 100 years.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I think we
I need
found
like
who-
four
Yeah.
like the latest ones.
Perhaps the latest two ones, but anything before then seems unlikely.
Agent Stone's has found some a big piece of paper and he's writing in a really bad handwriting, a year X, suicide person Y, way of killing Jet, and writing down all the killings in that house. Who is the person who died, when did he die, and how did he die?
Yeah, well, I mean,
And
the list is on screen. Oh, I'm not sharing in Discord. That helps when I'm doing things. Discord, share. There it is. Can you see it?
So this is the actual list that Stone.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is the list that Dr. Gorm will have compiled.
Oh no, Stone.
Well,
Gorm says
Gorm
them
lists
out
them
loud.
out.
Gorm reads them out loud
Yeah.
and then he writes it down. Okay, sure.
And I have.
How
I don't
old
need
is
the
the
physical
current
copy.
corner?
I have an Excel, as it shows.
Well, there is no current owner as
Corner.
oh, the coroner.
The guy.
Sorry. Let's see. The county coroner. Let's see. Does it actually say anything about him? Meadowbrook County Coroner.
Are you suggesting that the coroner was creating jobs for himself? I don't think that's a very likely
Well,
scenario.
between the deaths of Michael and Isabel Wheeler and the current agent, it's only been 61 years, so if he's in his 80s, for example, he might have been 20 when he started. It fits
Let's
within
see.
a man's lifetime. A serial killer who found a place and a
Let's
myth
see.
that drives people in.
Does he look like Keanu Reeves?
You are aware that the county coroner is a man called Elmer Perkin, 55-year-old doctor, who has apparently lived in Meadowbrook all of his life.
Alright.
That's all you know about him right now. You would need to look
Yeah, well-
into specifics through whatever means you have, which wouldn't simply be, oh, we call up our buddy in the FBI and get info on him. You'd need to either go talk to him or figure some other way out to get information, which, again, you have been told to do things a little bit without breaking out the
The down
badges. Yes.
And it's fine. He's 55, and this is a 61-year-old chain of events. So
Well, I mean, there's no reason someone couldn't be murdering for the past, he's 55, so for the past 40 years.
oh yeah, true.
You know, a 10-year-old with a knife going around stabbing everyone.
Child of Michael and Isabella Wheeler, and he hates the idea of anyone else moving in, so he's been killing. Starting at the age of... Yeah. No, he was 55.
So 2 people, 1 victim, natural causes.
Well, the other one
What
probably
happened to
died.
the other? Moved out.
Could be that
Where did they
Michael
move out?
died in the house, and the wife moved away into a home or something. So
Well, I'd like to check into Michael and Isabel Wheeler next, if that's okay.
All right, yeah. You would probably go up to the local, either library or municipality,
Town records.
town records. Yeah, this is very much a bureaucracy bookwork kind of thing. Like, can you find records on them? You know, not just because the formal records would be they were born, they died, they were married. And what you're interested in is, did something interesting happen in their life? What did they do during their life? And that requires going through a shit ton of old newspapers and, you know, stitching all sorts of information together. So it's not something that's just ready to go. Unless someone happened to have compiled, that would be a critical success. If someone just happened to have compiled a history of this town.
Oh, I didn't go to the records. I just went to their memorial page on Facebook, and it just had every information available. See?
I went to their
That's a breakfast.
MySpace, and they had everything we wanted.
I'll assist you.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So-
Hold on. Let's also keep track. Day 1. Receive records. Receive briefing. Do preliminary investigations. That's not how you spell do first investigations. Investigations. Not being able to spell check on shit I type here is mildly annoying. Was Mateo doing anything or just helping the others with the first day investigations?
Just helping.
Just help. Yeah.
I had a situation at home. I
get
missed
it, I
most of that, so yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure we'll recap. This is all just setting things in motion for what direction things are.
Yeah, I mean, I got
taking.
the general gist of the haunted house. I guess something about the coroner, but yeah, I missed a lot.
Okay. Reason I'm also asking is the first few investigations, yeah, then you're obviously helping each other with all sorts of stuff, so I'm much more easy to giving you certain bonuses, as opposed to as time goes on, things will require specific checks to get, you know, data on it, as opposed to I do it with my speciality with 100% success chance. You get the idea. But yes, looking through all the local records, old newspapers and whatnot, trying to piece together who Michael and Isabel Wheeler are, will get you some information regardless. Why don't you give me another history check? But I know you're there to help, but without the without the plus 20%.
Okay, just
Because
draw
it takes a larger amount of time, and you're trying to get information quickly. There we go. 20.
Yeah.
Great. You still know what you're doing, so it is fairly straightforward. You get all sorts of information. Let's see. The house was originally built by the mason Michael Wheeler in 1926, not 1910. He had a bedridden widow, Isabel, who had a mysterious illness that kept her bedridden, but was then cured when an old Italian seamstress named Adele Di Vitello visited her and supposedly used her pagan magic to cure her illness. However, in her older age, she had a big relapse, as apparently that magic wore off, and she was bedridden for the last few years of her life before succumbing.
So it was Isabel who deceased.
Would you like to know more specifically about the Wheelers, or this part, or do you focus on the other dead in question in the list?
I'd like to dig in deeper with the who the hedge witch was, like a witch doctor they decided to cast their die on.
This lady Di Vitello.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know the name, and I can just like divert the information to somebody else if somebody else wants to continue the investigation. But
well,
yeah,
let's pull on the strings again. You start looking it up. You find something interesting. You focus your time on that.
And Gladbrush is helping you with this.
Right.
He's also interested in this.
You know what?
project.
If you're helping, and because of some stuff it relates to, give me a psychotherapy check.
All right.
As it relates to some
No
other stuff that she was
bonuses.
involved in. No bonuses,
bonus.
just you're both doing stuff. Okay, no success. As you go through the records and focus on her, Adela Di Vitello, this old Italian lady, worked as a seamstress and caretaker in the nearby sanitarium. She was also eventually fired from there, allegedly due to rumors of practicing witchcraft and magic. She was then in town simply shunned as an old crone until she befriended Isabel Wheeler, which originally hired her to take care of several of the drapes and other repairs at 1206 Spooner Avenue. Following this, they became
This was
good friends.
After the allegation?
This is after the allegations of witchcraft. This is a lady who apparently had a weird reputation, but then after that just continued a fairly regular life by the looks of it. Like I said, Miss Wheeler had been bedridden, and this old lady and her became somewhat good friends. The local talk quickly focused on her presence there, especially when Isabel then made a somewhat inexplicable recovery after being paralyzed for almost 20 years. Then, during her 30-year residency of the house after that, she had gathered her own family members into the property as well. It coincided with a long sequence of missing animals that were all blamed on her.
Wait,
Again.
the Italian gathered
Yes,
her
the
family?
old Italian
or...
lady stayed at this home.
Okay, right.
And apparently they got all sorts of weird rumors as this old lady stayed there and all sorts of things were blamed on her, from missing animals to odd smells to, allegations of being a non-Christian witch. And then Divitello abruptly moved out in the summer of 1955. And shortly afterwards, Isabel Wheeler died. According to local rumors, Miss Wheeler was almost 100 years old by the time she died.
So, an experimental medicine, or maybe some kind of found item that could help, perhaps.
Well,
Juju.
I'm not sure if there are any archives of it, but with a news story like that, would it be possible in any way to find old medical records or anything pertaining to Isabel Weaver, and or to find a description enough that we could use modern medical science to go, oh, this is what she was dealing with?
If you spend the rest of your time pursuing that lead, give me a medicine check. And I think you would need a critical success to just quickly get a breakthrough like that, because your data is very rare. Also, you're not muted right now, Anders.
Yeah, can I help with that?
I believe it's just Dr. Gorm and... You know what? Yeah, sure. Mateo helps you with that.
Yay. So medicine.
Yeah.
Methadone, no critical success, never mind.
Yeah. You look into the stuff, but as far as you can tell, you would need either her body, which isn't around anymore, or it happened to be analyzed by a doctor, which wasn't the case, and you're not lucky enough to find papers on this.
Yeah. So it's just vaguely paralyzed, but not whether it was feet down or...
There is some investigation that has been happening apparently over the years, because this house and the people that have lived there and all the suicides have drawn a little bit of attention with other, investigators. Every time there was an accident, there was an investigation. So there is quite a bit of a paper trail of this house that you can run into. But nothing along the lines of, oh yeah, she was a medical oddity, so therefore we extensively investigated her. Like, no, the records from that time aren't great.
Yeah, it was more like paralyzed as in bedridden, or paralyzed as in nothing moved from neck down.
Yeah, no, not that. She had a degenerative illness. You will look into that. It wasn't terribly well understood, and it just sort of got progressively worse over time, and then it stopped getting progressively worse, and she was able to move again.
Okay.
So the doctors didn't know what caused it, and then they didn't know why it went away. So
okay.
You know enough about medicine to know that, sometimes there's probably a solution. Oh, it's MS. Oh, it's some degenerative bone disease. And sometimes diseases go away too. Or, of course, maybe this was a witch with some fantastic magic.
Yeah.
Which one would you like to entertain?
Right, it was mainly just to go, like spurred by Gordon's comment in that if you are a paraplegic, you just can't move anything, that doesn't go away naturally. But if you're bedridden and supposedly paralyzed just because your legs don't work properly, and someone comes, oh, here's some medicine that gets shit moving, maybe. But yeah, she just had things got weaker, and then they didn't, and then she died.
Precisely.
Not exactly in the realm of super impossibility of miraculous recovery.
Not exactly something that immediately makes you go, oh my god, this is a hard moment.
Yeah.
Of course, this is also a mysterious, pagan witch lady that lived here for an extended period of time, so who knows what else they did?
I was more thinking about using something like, I've read stories about kings using mercury to feel better for a while, but then worsening quickly, and the physician in question, usually they just disappear from the books.
There are other news stories and whatnot on this, but it would take extensive multiple days to investigate the complete history of this, which you can do. But it's important to focus on something when you're investigating.
Yeah.
Which means that for now, let's toss it back to the others. What is Agent Stone and Agent Mateo doing in the meantime? What are they focusing their days on? Should be noted that besides those phones, with the contacts, you were also simply given a dossier of various files and whatnot, of what was, last known locations that Donnelly went to before his death, so you have a few locations to check out.
I think that like footwork works for Agent Stone. He's just going to like basically visit those locations one by one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Making notes with his awful, horrible handwriting that nobody can read.
Okay. You're going to
Just
retrace
like a
Agent Donnelly's steps over the last period. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, you're given a bunch of locations. How thorough are you in something like that? Is this bureaucracy? Because oftentimes it's a building of sorts and you have to go inside and you have to figure out, like, hi, does this guy come here? What do you talk about? That sort of thing. How would you deal with something like that? Would you try to analyze it from a distance and just sort of stare inside and then get the paperwork afterwards? Like, he went to this house, and then afterwards you figure out, yeah, because he was, visiting a friend. Or you try to knock on the door and talk to the person inside. What is your strategy for visiting a bunch of different houses or buildings in the areas? Because to you, it's just a building until you figure out what it is.
Yeah, well, I have a pretty high alertness, so
Okay.
first, like looking out from the outside, maybe for a while, and then like knocking on the door.
Simply with alertness? All right, that's fine. Give me an alertness roll.
Yep.
I didn't realize we had planned to split the party. I thought I was with the other guys.
That's fine. If you're with the other guys, you're with the other guys. I'm just asking what you're spending your time on. You said you were helping.
Yeah.
That means you're investigating that stuff. That's fine. I just try
Right,
to make sure that everyone's investigating various threads at once.
36 out of 60, so success.
Okay. Then, as you are going through the dossier of all the various locations that he's been through, you will be the one to figure out that you were given a package. Where is it? That one of the locations he went through is a storage unit, which initially seems incredibly mundane, but then you put various other tidbits in the documentation you were given together and realize that this is something that is used for, or has in the past been used for Delta Green investigations. These sort of storage units, you have used them personally when certain things needs to be handed over, or if, documentation at the end of an investigation needed to be stored somewhere.
So it's like a black box, or what is there?
Sort of.
Green
box.
It can be, yes, this is referred to as a green box.
A green box, yeah.
And you can't just walk up and demand to be let in, because you need to know which specific one you need, as well as the keys and whatnot.
Okay.
But you're fairly certain that there is stuff stored here of this agent.
I let the whole group to know that there's a possible green box, and I have the address.
Yes, store it.
Yeah, I think we need like a handler to basically give us access for it.
Right, small problem. This was not a Delta Green operation. Oh,
How heavy is security here?
Unit, location, store it. 819 Dwarf Lane. Sorry, what was your question?
One like a specified question, like it might be that I just didn't understand it from the beginning.
Mhm.
But if this like a mission is like given to us by our handler,
Yes.
then it is a basically Delta
Yes,
Green
yes.
operation.
This, what you're doing, is a Delta Green operation. The problem is
Exactly, and that means that
yes.
the handler can give us like help to get access for this green box.
Absolutely.
Yes.
However, it's complicated because the dead FBI agent, who was previously involved in Delta Green operations, when he was doing stuff here, it was not a Delta Green operation. He did that by himself, which meant that covering up his death was a lot more difficult. And FBI and law enforcement agents got involved that normally would not have been involved, or would have had, briefing or handling on standby to go, oh, you're checking stuff out? Yoink! Out of the way.
All right. Okay. So basically, this guy had family, right?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, what my bureaucracy says, if I get like what is the word in English, like a voucher of a lawyer from the next of kin, I could most likely get like X for the green box.
Well, that's assuming that it was in some sort of inheritance or will, or that it's even registered. Because if this is a green box used for Delta Green operations, odds are that he was simply given instructions and maybe a key for it, and then he knew to use it, and then it would get handed off to some other party that was told to collect it, as it has happened with you guys in the past.
Okay.
And it's not like it would be in his name to be inherited by someone. This thing is probably registered to, John Doe III, and if it's not taken care of properly, then the fucking Pawn Stars guys are gonna open it up and gonna be like, oh my god, we got a whole bunch of sci-fi novels in here.
Aliens!
Which is a security risk if nothing else, so if you talk to your handler, he would likely be more than willing to get some pressure on this to identify the right box and get it open as fast as possible. Whether or not he would want you to see what's inside there, for all you know, this guy worked on aliens in the past, and there's a live alien in there.
All right. How big is this like a facility? Like, is it like dozens of boxes, or hundreds of boxes, or thousands of boxes?
Right. The Green Rock facility. The store it is a small lot southwest of Spooner Avenue, where the house is located. It contains about 50 large storage sheds surrounded by a 4-meter fence topped with razor wire. A single 2-room trailer stands at the entrance, which serves as the office. In the previous adventure, we had a storage lot that was like super high-tech. This one is not super high-tech. It has 3 full-time employees, usually 1 on duty at the time during business hours, who set up new accounts, divvy up old underpaid accounts, and collect delinquent accounts, but most of the time they just sit at the office area and play on their phones. It is very low-tech and local.
Alright. Should we go by the handler or try to do something ourselves?
You can try to approach it yourself and simply bribe, intimidate, pull out badges, and try to talk to the owner or operator. You can try to, fish out the exact one with your operator, although that would probably take a while, as bureaucracy in Delta Green is generally pretty slow. You can also try and do it through the, what you said, lawyer method, but you're pretty sure that one isn't going to work. Which would you prefer?
Alright.
Well, not all power, not all knowledge is meant for our eyes, so I would be hesitant to pry into that box without a cause. So we probably should check what happened in the house, and if we need background information, then go for the box.
No, sounds smart. Let's do that, boss.
Okay, so how exactly do you want to approach it? Just to verify.
mean the approaching the house part, or
Storage box,
approaching
wasn't it? There's also the house, but let's not get everything at once. For now, Agent Stone, you're in charge of everything box related. Storage box related. How do you want to do that?
What Agent Stone is gonna do that he's just going to okay, I cannot do that. Fuck. I think we are just basically going to like leave the box alone for now. We need to get some information about the unit, what name he was using and such for, because we can't really do anything else besides that point. I'm not like Agent Stone is not like a criminal, so he's not going to just break in there during the night and like steal their stuff. That what name to like a client is like paying for which box and such forth. So basically, I'm just gonna return back for the rest of you, and let's investigate the house.
Okay, then storage unit, we don't know. How do we write this down?
Yeah.
For later investigation, for later checking.
The only thing that might work is that who was the next of kin? Was daughter, right?
Yes, and his ex-wife.
An ex-wife. So was neither of them living with him? Which of them actually inherited his like belongings?
I mean, formally, I believe that would be the daughter.
Okay, so Agent Stone is gonna do like a call for the daughter and like basically be like not super close, but a colleague for his father. What agency was the father in?
FBI.
Okay, or do we want to have the FBI guy to do it? Are you ready, Mr. Cleaner?
And what exactly do you want him to ask the daughter? Because I don't think he has quite the mental image for it that you have. Just, hey, your dad's dead and you inherited a fucking storage shack here. Can we have it?
So basically,
we agreed not to
that
harass people before we've checked like the actual root issue potentially.
My idea was to like ask for to have a look of the dad's belongings, something that might be work notes, that there's like a investigation that is not active but might die if his notes are not investigated. So basically trying to get a favor from the daughter to get a look of like if he has a notebooks or personal computer files.
He doesn't
there might be
necessarily
something
know
great
about the green box herself. I think it's a liability if we bring this up with her.
Not to mention that this wasn't very long ago. This has just happened. Her dad's body is barely cold. This might not
Do keep
be
in
the
mind
right
that
time.
we're not supposed to.
How long time ago?
I believe, was it less than a week ago? I'm trying to verify.
Okay, then it's bit too soon. I would think.
Yeah. Also remember
Yeah.
that we're not supposed to attract attention of the FBI, so we can't really portray
So
it.
basically, his belongings are still in his apartment. And where is his latest like address?
That is a good question. Let me try and verify that for you real quick. Checking. Let's see. Yeah, okay, again, his death was 2 weeks ago. And while investigating the house, he stayed in his own apartment in Trenton, New Jersey. Which is just where he lived. Which is, you know, this is a different subsection of New Jersey, so it's a few hours drive to get there.
Okay. It might be worth of taking a look of that place. If it's okay for you bosses, I could have a drive there. Maybe I will get the superintendent to like open the door, or maintenance to open the door for me by showing a badge.
Well,
Hold
we're not
on,
really
what
supposed
badge
to
are
use
you
our
gonna show?
badges.
The
You don't-
library badge.
I was gonna say you don't have an I am Delta Green super secret agent man badge. You're sort of going by your own credentials for the most part here.
Yeah, well, maybe I can bribe him to open the door for me or
Right.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going to Donnelly's. Don's going to Don's home.
Well, we
Home
have a
in
cleaner slash
Jersey.
maintenance man. If you bring Tortilla with you, I don't know, maybe you two can cook up an elaborate lie about there being some maintenance that needs to be done in the
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah, come along. Like maybe you are a cleaner hired by the daughter to like basically the apartment.
Okay. Mateo and Stone.
See,
Matteo, you are on charge. I'm
Great.
away for like a few minutes.
Yep. Kate,
Musta.
you're doing that.
you want me to do what I urge you not to do and just ditch me? I'm gonna drive us elsewhere. We're going to Dunkin' Donuts.
Mateo drives. No, we go to Duncan. He says, unless he falls asleep, if this is a 30 or not, he drives us. Ooh. It's not lower than 30 though. He drives you to Duncan. You have a discussion about whether or not this is a good idea. Okay, meanwhile, other guys. Day 3. Investigation continues. Now, Dr. Gorm, Guybrush. Previously, you checked the history and Lady de Vitalo. There's other people that have died here. Also, Lady de Vitalo could be some mysterious witch, you don't know. But what would you like to focus on? Not to mention, Donnelly himself, other parts. There's a million threads here you can pull on. The coroner was something that people were wondering about. The Wheelers, the house, the death, the weird lady, her recovery,
Yeah,
her medical stuff.
You guys get a message. Stone wants to do dumb shit. Can we meet up and go all together?
Beep boop, beep boop. That's your team. You can
That is
handle
your prerogative.
Deep sigh.
Beep boop, you babysit Stone.
Yeah.
Beep boop, I have donuts though.
Yeah, we got donuts. The Dunkin'.
He makes a
Gorm
selfie of himself with a
sees-
bunch of donuts.
Gorm sees Guybrush hesitate for a moment at reading about donuts because he's a cop, but then he. No.
Like, okay, resist urge. Negative.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I need to resist. Is the local antique dealership? That's one of our Delta Green contacts, and well, the local. They're here.
Yes, it is.
Guybrush.
It is a
Go on.
local that apparently the agent Donnelly was also in contact with for previous investigations and is at least somewhat aware of the unnatural.
Okay. Right, but she doesn't. They don't know about Delta Green. Like they're not in that way. Like we can't go. We're investigating this death. Blah 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 blah.
Most contacts in the organization, even if they're a specialist and aware of the unnatural to a degree, Delta Green is a highly compartmentalized organization. So unless it is absolutely necessary, you want to keep people on a need-to-know basis. Now, obviously, this guy being dead, that's not, terribly special. You can tell them that and go, yeah, we're investigating it. That's also not a big deal. You probably don't want to say, oh, we're with Delta Green. If anything, you never want to have the words Delta Green leave your mouth. You always want to
Right.
imply
No, but
it.
it's when we're told these are Delta Green contacts, that makes it sound like, oh, these people are in the know. They work in the field. like the handler in that they're part of the organization undercover. But okay,
Well,
great.
they might be, but they're, being a
Sure.
contact as someone they work with sometimes. If someone is explicitly an agent, then generally that does get mentioned as such.
Okay.
But I can verify, but it's a little... a little bit more tricky. You want to focus on the antique dealer, right?
Well, I don't know what
I
Gorm
keep
wants to
sneezing.
do, but Guybrush is gonna suggest to Gorm that, or ask, because Gorm is the history buff, that should we go and see if the antique dealership has, because that's a kind of a place where old stuff from a haunted mansion would end up in. So it's like, well, do you want to go check if you can find clues there with your history and anthropology knows? Maybe more about the witch. That seems to be a personage whose supposed possessions would end up there, or previous inhabitants of the house. Like that's kind of the place where shit like this would end up, or information about them.
You're asking a historian if he wanted to go to the antique store? Of course I would. There might be even actual artifacts in there, like historical significance.
Right. At the off chance that this woman was really a witch, based on what we have experienced, I was thinking could be something in the curtains, or maybe this person has some information that's trickled down along with possessions of the people of the house. Maybe we can find a thread. So it seems like the place to go, considering the current avenue of investigation. Yeah, we go to the dealership.
All right, you go to the dealership.
Yeah. I drive, you ask questions.
Yes.
You're the history buff.
All right. Let's see. Elizabeth Tucker, antique dealer. Might not be what you quite mentally picture. Think of an antique dealer. At the little store, which primarily seems to serve as a front, not so much for a store where you can just carouse stuff, but rather an online business, antiquetracker.com, where lost family heirlooms, stolen antiques, and odd under-the-waterline deals for the exact value of something can be made. As people track and trace certain kinds of antique through her, as she has a large network of trading and other contacts in the business, supposedly. But it means that the store itself is much more of an office with a handful of things on display. Do you enter this place as a businessman, as an agent looking for, answers all business, or do you pretend to be a customer to sort of feel her out?
Well, what's Gorm's feeling? Or should we go as a couple of idiots who heard about the mysterious death in the house, and drawn by the string of similar mysterious circumstances, like
No.
ghost hunter?
No, I
You
know what's
don't
going to happen
understand?
here.
You don't understand. Gorm gets to geek out with another person who might actually know something about history.
Yes, exactly. Gorm sees the antique store, immediately flies up to the window, panting heavily, slams himself against it, like, you also like
And he goes,
antiques?
"It's an office." Oh.
Here, it's this
oh.
picture. That's Gorm on the other side of the store.
I'm assuming this is not from the dossier of this case.
Maybe.
This is what we find in there. The ghost is here.
As
the
last
ghost is
time,
Gorm.
when you ask me what is that, the answer will be, I don't know. Oh, is that the monster from the thing? No. Well, what
Is
is
that
it
the
then?
monster
I
from
don't
the
know.
other thing? No.
Well, we know that's Gorm.
This picture,
Now we
that's
know.
Gorm.
Yeah. So
Well, you have the lead here. Guybrush is your associate. But yeah, no, you run this investigation now.
Very well. Gorm gets to talk to the pretty young woman again, I guess.
oh no, again? For real. I will take a coin from the Byzantine Empire's age, which probably should be in a museum instead of, in a private collection. But I will take one of those with me as we go to the office.
All right, fair enough.
And as we, what's the what does the place itself look like? A desk, a clean, open space, or?
Yeah, the small store on a it's somewhat away from where most of the stores are, but a little bit on the side. If you were just a shopper on the local mall area, where a whole bunch of other stores are, some sell furniture, and then you might see it and be like, oh yeah, we can get some nice old antiques here. A few pieces that look expensive, an old clock, some old necklaces, and then they have little plaques on them that detail like what they are and how they were recovered, and then that she offers services. If you're looking for something specific, looking for something to decorate your home with, I can help you find that. Looking for a lost family heirloom, we can do that too. But once you get inside, yeah, it's a handful of display pieces, and then just a very small office with a bunch of chairs around a desk, and a lot of paperwork and filing cabinets.
Well, especially a trained psychologist like Guybrush would immediately see the enthusiasm pop as we go in and see the office instead of the thing that we saw earlier with the display window. Then Gorm checks out. So I'm assuming there's a receptionist or some kind of.
Nope, it's a very small office. It's just her in there.
Okay. Oh. Good day to you, ma'am.
Yeah, she approaches you as if you were a customer. The little door chime goes out. Ding, ding. Oh, hello. Can I help you find anything in particular? What brings you to, antique trackers? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Darn, I forgot to ask. Do I recognize some actual, item of historical worth in the display window, or are these just like from the 20s or something?
Go ahead and roll history, but with a negative because it's you're improvising. So I'm rolling a different thing for other reasons. Okay, go ahead. Roll your thing. Minus
Barely
20.
a success.
Barely a success. Okay. Yeah, you find some nice early 19th century clock, and you prattle on about that for a little bit to flex your muscles that you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
It's ultimately a fairly mundane object, but you've managed to spin a story about it as if it was Antiques Roadshow.
Oh yes, and when she asks, like, could she help me find anything? I'll answer like, not quite yet. I'm sure we will become your customers soon enough, since we might. Well, we are interested in historical objects, as you might have guessed.
Yeah, she understands as you flex your history muscles and that a little bit. Very quickly, the mood switches from "I am going to sell you stuff" to "Okay, you're an expert. You're here to talk to me like an expert. Okay, how can we help each other?"
So, You know, could we have you served certain person in the past? See, my associate, Mr. Donnelly, he might have been here, and I'd like to know if he was interested in any certain items of significance. You wouldn't happen to have a open order for him?
Let's see. She will tell you that Donnelly, if you bring him up, she'll also briefly go like, oh, okay. Are you with the agency as well? You don't know what agency she's referring to, though.
Yeah. I'm not in the liberty of disclosing that information, unfortunately.
All right, I understand how those things go. Don't worry about it. Either way, yeah, I was involved with Agent Donnelly. He wanted information on certain antiques he had recently acquired.
Multiple? Oh.
Yes, apparently he was investigating the house, the murder house. The murder house in Meadow... called?
Yes,
Spooner Avenue. The house on Spooner Avenue. In Meadow.
Spooner, that's the word, yes.
I should have that on screen real big, because that's gonna come up like a million fucking times, and I keep doing it. House on Spooner Avenue. Dun, 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 dun. Spooky when you say it. In Meadowsbrook, New Jersey. Do, 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 do.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do-do.
Yeah. I was doing the Austin Powers version of the Dr. Evil theme. But I think we're all doing different music. It's fine. She will say that, Agent Donnelly popped in a few times, asking about and wanting me to verify old antiques, which he had apparently been tracking from around the New Jersey area, trying to identify old antiques that originally came from the house on Spooner Avenue, and either belonged to the Wheelers or supposedly, one of the residents that had died unfortunately since then, trying to piece things together, if perhaps one of those was in any way, shape, or form some sort of ancient artifact. They had to tell him, like, no, none of these really seem particularly special in some case. We had worked together in the past before, so as a professional courtesy, I just sort of helped him with that. It was, apparently some sort of investigation he was deeply involved in, but I know better than to ask too many questions when dealing with stuff like that. So I kept it very professional. I believe he was collecting a whole bunch of antiques in some storage somewhere, and he was bringing them back and forth whenever they needed analyzing.
How many in total did you get from this house specifically?
How many did he have me look at? I must have looked at 10 different pieces.
That is, were they all connected to some kind of interest?
Well, I tried to verify whether or not they were actually from the house, and some didn't match the right time, so those were worthless. But I mean, just a bit of everything. An antique table. Let's see, a sofa bed, a hat lamp. What else? Photos of an armoire he was tracking. He wanted me to verify whether or not some wood carvings from some photographs were from a right timestamp for a coffin.
I'm pictures and descriptions, not the actual items to check?
Sometimes he brought the item in if it fit in his car. Often it was just pictures or descriptions, or if the paper trail matched. His
Exactly.
handwriting was awful, but you make do.
Could I get a list of the items mentioned? Oh,
Sure, she gives you a list of the miscellaneous items she just mentioned.
and
She writes
then
it down on a piece of paper what she remembers.
Yeah. Then he like Gorm goes like a mysterious voice. Did you find anything interesting? What's the most interesting thing that you found there?
Out of all of these? What would it be? In her opinion, let's let a quick roll. She will say that to her, like the comparison of the pre and post fire rebuilding was the most interesting, as she could confirm that the house was rebuilt in more or less exactly the same style as it had before that.
Historical preservation. I do appreciate it too.
Apparently, when the house was reconstructed after numerous incidents, it was always reconstructed very faithfully and in the same style.
I'll make a mental note out of that. Seems a little suspicious too. But
Is the house
that's out of
protected?
character.
What do you mean? And also, who's asking?
Oh, Guybrush is asking.
Guybrush
because-
pops out
well,
from
he's there
behind an
still.
antique.
Well, no, I mean he's still there.
He was there. Yeah.
Yeah, he drove. We went there together.
I know, but you haven't been saying anything up to this point, so.
Well, yeah, because the professional is talking and he's sort of just listening.
Yeah,
but
so
at
again,
this point, he
Guybrush
just
pops up from behind an antique. The
Sure.
lady goes, oh my god, I forgot there were two people here.
No, he's just standing suddenly behind her as he goes, is the house protected? In the way that some structures are protected and they need to be renovated to match the original.
Right, like a
Sort of
monument.
Yes.
She'll say that
old enough
no,
structure.
the house is not old enough to count as some sort of monument in that sense. And honestly, in the New Jersey and really the surrounding states as well, there are plenty of much older houses from the Victorian and Edwardian eras that really deserve being protected. But the housing market being what it is has resulted in many people just moving in and then destroying this nice old antique wooden furniture or boards and then covering it up with all white or putting like this thick white latex paint on everything because that makes it easier to sell to millennials.
A travesty.
It's a good thing we're not about to have a massive housing market crash or anything, she says in 2015.
That is true. So this might fall outside of your expertise, but are the blueprints or he uses the technical term for whatever it would be to rebuild a house based on readily available so that they have been easy to access for renovations, or basically he's trying to find a natural logical way as to why people would just always build it basically the same. Like, are the blueprints and the drawings of the place easily accessible where the new builders are? No, just here, template, build like this. As opposed to immediately going, oh, the house is magic and forces the builders.
Well, she will say that, stuff like that isn't exactly available to the public, but if you're a contractor, they might be available. I generally don't really deal with rebuilding of structures, but I went off old photographs and style listing and was able to confirm that most of that matched. Of course, everything's always updated, slightly, but apparently when they rebuilt it, they tried to keep much of the original spirit intact.
A player question: what was the name of the Italian seamstress?
Divatello, I believe it's already just in the notes, so it's on screen. Old Lady Divatello. Whether or not she might know anything about that, you mean?
Divatello, there we go. All right, we got this. I'm trying to write into the group note.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But yeah, that will be
asking
his
her?
next avenue of question. Is that did our Donnelly pursue anything that might have belonged to the
Right.
Italian seamstress and healer who supposedly brought Isabella Wheeler back to health? Did he try and track any of that woman's possessions?
I believe so. He was sort of tracking everything that belonged to the Wheelers, and because Lady Divatello lived there for a while, many of the things would have been used by her or perhaps bought by her. It's a little tricky to say, but I don't believe he was looking for stuff explicitly from her, just everything from the estate in general. He didn't ask in particular, and personally, I find any historical documents about her to be a little bigoted in miscellaneous ways. Honestly, it's good that feminism took hold after that. It's clearly this poor lady needed that. Being such a victim of prejudices for doing early Wiccan witchcraft.
That or, considering she worked at the sanitarium before, she might have just been exceptionally skilled with medicine and had some new ideas that were branded as witchcraft because, well, she was a woman.
Well, they had such horrible stories about her. Did you know that when she got dismissed from the sanitarium, it was supposedly because she slaughtered a cat and drank its blood? With no evidence whatsoever. That's just the story they spread.
And any other interesting stories? Of course they were false. I understand that.
This was too much to make.
Besides that, I mean, supposedly she was talking to ancient dark forest spirits that would, come and claim the souls of people if contracts weren't fulfilled, and other weird bullshit like that. Now, I am aware that the world is far more complex than we give it credit for, and she gives you a sly wink where she attempts to be, professional about it. Like, we are both in the know. A wink. But she does so rather clumsily and as if she's bragging about it.
Right, which earns a very slight tug of Guy Brush's mouth corner, but not much more as far as reaction. But just a slight sort of. I hear you.
But many of these things, I mean, you gotta take them with a grain of salt and the historical area that they came in. And, so some things are real, but maybe like 10% of them. So you can't be ready to jump on everything, but I am always willing to believe, something if some evidence is presented. Like, I was asked to track down this ancient amulet at some point, which supposedly contains some vile spirit or whatever the fuck in it. And the agent was all ready to destroy it the second he got it and melt it down. Destroying a priceless artifact, in my opinion, but whatever, he paid for it.
Well, more recently, have you had any other supernatural stories? Because I understand these stories, they still are circulated even if we are living in more enlightened times.
Well, I guess, but I mean, that's just more in general. Are you asking her about anything in particular relating to the case? If you ask her like that, she will just sort of rant on about miscellaneous tidbits.
Well, sure. I'll try to direct her answers toward the house and any happenings around that.
Give me a persuasion check to see if you can steer the conversation in that direction.
Let's see if I get a plus this session. I don't. I succeeded.
You got, oh wow, an 8 out of 20. Okay, let me see if I can... She will... let me roll for this. 41. Let's see. She will simply tell you some folklore about the area where supposedly this entity that this lady supposedly rumored was involved with was mentioned only a few other times. L'uomo nero, and she'll say, well, you know, this. Supposedly some ancient man that you can come in contact with, but every time she's looked into it in any way, it's just nothing of interest there. The only reason I even sort of bumped into it when I was looking into this stuff is because I can read Italian, and a bunch of the books were in Italian about the topic, and it very quickly just sort of devolved into ranting about the Roman Empire. But yeah, it's the name that's come up a few times in the area, and it's sort of treated as a boogeyman. So my advice is, if you do find anything that mentions it in any way, shape, or form, just be aware that no, this is just sort of a boogeyman that any account from that era will just heap its problems on, and it should be dismissed. It's something that Italian immigrants brought with them as a folk story.
Yeah, yes, of course. Interesting that you by coincidence, happen to mention ancient Rome. I would like for you to. I would like to reciprocate a little bit of your given time, and as he's fumbling with his words, he takes out from his pocket a packet that's basically a mini grip like bag. Inside is a case, a plastic case, and inside the plastic case that looks completely sealed. You can see a like Byzantine, like 13th century coin that he likes to present back to her.
Right.
I'm not looking for
yes.
I'm not looking for a buyer for this, but I would like for you to see this.
Okay, a coin from this era, and you show her the coin and talk to it for a while. Are you aiming for anything in particular? Meanwhile, as you're just sort of talking about this stuff, would both of you mind giving me an occult check? Both of you, both Gourmet and Guybrush.
Oh, you get a plus.
Yay, a plus. I get a +2, bigger plus. Oh, wait. What? It's still a fail. I don't know why I had a +20 on still, but...
Yeah.
20, yeah, no.
That's fine. Various stories get exchanged here about, hearsay and about the coin, and what supposedly, the furniture may or may not be haunted with. It all sort of blurs together as all these stories are told. But at the end of the day, it's clear that if you ask her about something specific relating to this folklore, or if you bring her a piece of furniture or other antiques involved in this case, she is perfectly willing to help you. She also will specify the specific number of the storage that supposedly the guy kept his stuff in, because it would mention at some point, like, oh yeah, I just got to go to box. What was the number? Box number 1234. I forget what the exact number was that was written down here. I have it here somewhere. Don't worry about it. But it also means, I'm also assuming, and this is important, you gotta verify this, that Agent Stone would have verified with you, like, hey, I think he has a storage box here. Would he have shared that information with you? Yes, no. 3, 2, 1. Guess I'll roll for it. Above 50 is good. Nope, it was just never mentioned, so rather than giving you the specific number. Yes?
I specifically say that I share the information.
There you go. I was waiting for you to pop into the thing and be like, hey, did you or didn't you? Okay, good. So you did, which means you get the storage number from her.
And it matches. Okay, yeah.
It's, yeah, rather than just saying, oh, he has a storage box, it was like, oh, it's this number, and she can specify to you what that would be. Which means, right down to constantly having to pop back and forth. Let's see, 50 unit. It's funny, they have 50 storage boxes, and it's unit 2,230. Unit.
Okay.
How do you have 50 units and you label them like that? I mean, maybe if many of them are tiny.
Maybe it's the second story.
Maybe.
So that's two.
Second story, second section box. 30.
Yes. Second fucking apartment complex of storage units.
Yeah. Indeed. Because hotels have like thousands of numbers for thousands of rooms, but they don't have thousands of rooms.
Yeah. Floor number and then wing number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean four per floor, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, with that out the way, that's what you guys are doing the rest of the day as you're investigating this. Meanwhile, Stone and
Team Muscle.
Yes, Team Muscle and Mateo went to Dairy Queen after getting donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, first Dunkin', then Dairy Queen, and then went to Burger King. And then after Burger King, Stone looks at Mateo and goes, "Are we just getting fast food the entire time? Are we not driving to the thing?" Mateo, how do you answer him?
Don't think it's a necessarily good idea to start breaking and entering. Flashing your badge would be bad since we don't want to raise any suspicions, and contacting the chick would be also bad for the same reason. Plus, I mean, she's probably still distraught.
Oh, I mean, right now you haven't even talked to the storage guy, and you know which specific unit you need now, assuming that the others inform you of this sort of useful information.
We would. Yeah, we.
And, the big thing is which credentials you use. Because if you show up and say, "Hello, I am Army Man," then they're probably not going to say, "Well, what the fuck is some army dude showing up here?" If you show up with, police or...
I guess I could use my
CDC mind work?
affiliation with the CDC just to check. What did the guy die from?
Self-throat slitting.
Oh yeah, I mean, that could be because he was hallucinating or something that could be. Maybe we can come up with a bullshit cover-up story. There might be some kind of a fungus or something that we need to check. Doesn't exist there because he was irrational towards the end. Maybe.
That's possible.
stone.
I think he's going for a walk right now with the dog. So it's up to you, and I shall play Agent Stone, and we shall all be the many schizophrenic voices in his head. Agent Stone, meanwhile, eats his donuts and sucks on his milkshake from Dairy Queen. Meanwhile,
I wonder. The CDC doesn't probably doesn't have like a fucking badge or nothing.
I mean, CDC sounds scary. You could probably use to bluff your way in. You have your identifying credentials. I mean, does the average person know whether or not the CDC has access to something like that? If you show up with an official-looking badge and enough confidence, you tend to be able to get in somewhere.
Yeah, do I have one of those badges? You know, not like a fucking sheriff star or nothing, but like, you know, one of those dangly things in the plastic.
I imagine
like
you would.
Square thing. Yeah.
You're
That just got CDC on it.
Yeah. Like, I imagine you're not like some low-ranking schmuck employee. As much as we joke about you being the janitor. Unless you want to be the janitor, in which case I have to adjust to Mateo's
I am just a janitor, but I mean, since I am technically working for them, I do probably have a badge. I wouldn't call myself any sort of high-ranking member, but
I mean, at that point, are you CDC or are you just a guy the
Not
CDC
really.
hires to wipe the floors?
Yes, very much the second one.
Okay, well,
So I wouldn't know proper protocol or nothing, but
just say
I
CDC
can try and fucking bluff my way out.
junior member. That helps for the purpose of identification. What's your rank in the military? Oh, you know, I'm the general. Okay, that's impressive. What is your role within the FBI? Oh, just agent.
But
okay, good enough. What are you? I am.
But the thing
janitor.
is, if I roll up with a like military personnel, a person from CDC, that should be scary enough. Yeah, that should be scary enough.
Yeah, that's how he helps with the intimidation factor.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I mean,
Very
the B plan would be to just wait for nighttime and fucking break the lock and just enter.
That is plan B.
Also, although it could also be plan A, and then plan B is to flash the badge at that point if we
Well,
get
that is
busted.
up to you. Which one would you prefer?
Yikes.
Going once, going twice. I mean, I'm assuming you're going there. You're right in front of it, and you're making the last-minute decision. Do we break in, or do we go in officially smooth talking?
Yes, we're going smooth talking.
Okay. If you go up to the trailer, that's the little office in front, there will be a guy.
I do want to clear up some facts, send some messages before that. So I don't stutter as much. I mean, I might fucking fall asleep during the conversation, but...
Maybe.
Who was the dead guy?
The dead guy is Arthur Donnelly.
Arthur Donnelly, right, okay. Okay. I hope that's enough.
Okay, yeah, there's a dead guy, Arthur Donnelly. Let me in his storage. I mean, you know which specific storage unit it is.
Yes, which one was
We'll
it?
see from there. 2,230. These are the sort of notes you might want to keep.
Yes.
His name only
Okay.
gets mentioned like 50 times.
Yeah. I just saw it on the thing, yes.
I thought you said that there's a 50 units, so how did we get to thousands?
I just made the same remark. Like, how the fuck are there 50 units on this property and it has number 2,200 something?
Someone likes big numbers. Don't question
Someone
it.
likes big numbers.
Let's go.
It's probably like there's a 1,000 and a 2,000, and it means on the left side or on the right side, and then the 200 is it first layer or the second layer, or is it the small boxes?
Like in
or the big
hotel.
boxes? Yeah, like that.
Or they just have like a 200 different like facilities, and this is just happens to be the 2,000 like one.
That's also a possibility. Either way, yeah. What sort of tone do you try to set as you go into the office? Casual? Official. Very well. Give me your best official talk as you go up to him. He is playing a game on his phone.
Good day, sir.
Looks up sharp.
Agent Mateo Stone from CDC.
Stone.
Also like having the sunglasses on and like staring like at him like from above because he's almost 2 meters tall
Right.
and 2 meters wide.
Are you armed right now?
Well, there might be a pouch on my belt, but I have a sweat jacket on, so they couldn't see.
Okay. Visibly armed. Even if it's just on
CDC.
in your belt and your holster. Yeah.
Epidemic Intelligence Service EIS, we have reason to believe that one of your containers, number 2230, owned by a Arthur Donnelly, may contain a type of fungus, and we need to investigate.
Give me a persuasion check, which counts as intimidation, with a bonus from your friend here. And you know what? No, give me plus 40 on it.
Oh,
well, okay.
Well,
It's already a success. I was going to say, and the CDC, and it's a good story, and I think this would intimidate him. Yeah, okay. He immediately sufficiently buys it, seeing the fucking giant man and the CDC badge and the story you're spinning for him. However, he will then go over the paperwork and goes, oh shit, okay, hold on, let me grab the miscellaneous paperwork.
of course, sir.
Now you said Donnelly, because this storage number you said is not on his name, it's on Felix Green. I think you have the wrong person.
Did you do a background check on that name?
I have a name and address and a phone number.
Name and... Right. Well, Can you check if I got the container number? Possibly wrong. Do you have a Arthur Donnelly on your files over there, or
He checks. We
do we have
not.
reason? All right, then there's reason to believe that he probably did not sign under his real name, which is a little more concerning for the matter.
It is a cover name. Let's just go to see that container.
Well, I understand that, but there's another small issue. This particular container, I haven't had contact from the person in question for a while, and he's racked up all sorts of fees. So I'm prepping it to sell the content.
The government is going to pay us. As usual.
Excellent. Okay. And I do need to ask, is this a seizing or just investigation?
At this point, still we're investigating. However, the contents will reveal the end result of that.
Okay.
Might be easiest for you to just give us the bill, and we will take care of it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, where exactly can I send that bill? He seems preoccupied with money more than anything right now. And he's also talking to Stone, as he's the one who was like, send us the bill.
Do we have some like a mailbox address, something like that we can use conveniently?
I mean, you didn't set anything up. What you had at the start of this adventure is pretty much all you had. Delta Green is very hands-off because it's trying to stay a little bit in the dark this time. So if you have an existing FBI or CTC contact for something like this, then now would be the time for that, but I'm pretty sure Yuto wouldn't have that.
Agent Stone is just going to basically throw a big shadow over him and ask that, how much would it be?
Well, I mean, first off, the fees would need to be covered. If you're claiming ownership of the box, that would be $1,200.
But the fees. How long
Maybe
would, how long of absence would this 1,200 amount to? Like, when is the last made payment?
The last payment of it was like a year ago. Before then, it'd been rented for way longer, but payments just sort of stopped at that point.
Interesting. We might need a pair of respirators actually when we enter there.
No.
Maybe a bureaucracy check or something like that to and we can of course communicate with the second team, so they can actually set up something for us instantly.
Okay, so second team is meanwhile bum rushing bureaucracy to have a thing for you. To be able to pay that.
Or doesn't this coincide with us being busy with the antiquity?
Yeah. So I'm trying to see how that would sort of align, because they're busy with other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it would be easier out of character. I would imagine it would be
quite high. High percent.
Kinda easier to just get him to like hand us a bill of some sorts instead of getting stuck with.
He sort of demands that due to procedure and due to, technically something like this being someone's private property until it is properly handed off. And after that, depending on what's inside, it is the right of the storage owner to sell anything that's inside that. So there's procedures to something like this. Even if you just show up and claim that, I do need to get paid for this. So unless someone just hands me $1,200, I do need to have this paperwork sorted beforehand. Or have a warrant, because otherwise I would be breaking the law if I just let you in.
Is there a bureaucracy check that could actually solve this in a way that it won't name us straight away?
That's up to you.
Didn't we find the unique number from the antiquity lady? Okay, so
Yes.
this would be actually after we're done, because we informed them of the number. That's how they know to go there.
Yes.
So we would be free to fiddle with things in the background.
Sure. But then fiddle as in quickly set up some way to have this money paid, or...
Well, I mean, it depends on what they're asking.
I think that is what they're asking. Like, can you guys from a distance quickly set up some way that this man gets his money?
Well, okay, we could. What if Gorm gives a call to his agency and says that, okay, we got a storage unit that might be full of, artifacts pertaining to our quest. So we should probably, well, not quest. He wouldn't call it that because he's working there in a different entity. So he would be like, there's a high chance of finding historical artifacts to, study.
Okay.
Which wouldn't even
Guybrush,
be
are you
a
helping?
lie.
Yeah. Let's
Then
spin
I'm
this
gonna
as
say-
your research funds.
Yeah. The way we do it is, Gorm, give me the roll for bureaucracy, but without any bonus.
All right.
I'll just quickly do it like this. Yes, you
Well,
are
yeah, 'cause
helping.
it
Great.
should have
And the way
been
you're helping
negative when it
is
is.
you're concluding this is taking way too long, and Guybrush simply pulls out his own personal fund and just pays for the thing because that's the only way he sees it helping.
Sure. You owe me
Thanks, Mr.
$12,000.
Not me.
And
Just to know, Agent Stone could have done the same, but he didn't want his name on anything.
Yes.
Oh no, we're setting up. We're probably setting up something
I know.
to circulate the money through. So
Yes, but because
Trust fund.
you are quickly doing this, you are personally slapping down that cash, which leaves a small paper trail. Not to mention you just losing a whole bunch of money for this personal investigation that you gotta hope to get back somehow. I'm putting a little mark on you for reasons I will resolve at some other point.
yeah. Well, if nothing else, Guybrush is gonna sell the fuck out of those ancient furniture.
But yeah, back in the office, seeing that very quickly the money is just wired to him and taken care of, he's like, oh, well, that was quick. Okay, yeah, no, you guys must be who you say they were. All right, very well. CDC investigation hereby handing this over then. For, you told him it's a dead guy, right?
Very dead.
Yes. Very well.
Shall we have the key?
Because of
And
that
we'll get out of
intimidation
here.
and that he will escort you to the unit, provide the master key, and open it up, and then step back, trying to not get infected by it.
Yeah. I would maybe take like a 20 meters away or something. And then
Nice.
like Agent Stone's putting like one of those like breath masks on.
Yeah.
Very disciplined.
He covers his mouth and like, shit, I don't want to get infected by anything. All right. He originally thought that maybe there was something illegal in there, or maybe he could get paid by, but now that it's something that could possibly affect his health, he is way more reluctant to try and greed his way through the situation. He is still very curiously trying to look at what's inside there to see if maybe it's something that's worth a lot of money, because technically he would still be the default owner in case you guys didn't take a lot of it with you. So he is watching close by. Meanwhile...
If possible, Agent Stone's just going to go and like walk very near to him, like intimately clear, and say that this is a government business. We will let you know if your help is needed.
Well, it's also my property here. I'm at the very least going to keep an eye on it. For legal reasons, that's important.
Can I roll like an intimidation?
Yes, you can. You can intimidate the shit out of him.
Yep.
Big
Still not
muscle
on the
man.
computer, so.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay, you want me to roll for you? I'll roll for you. I'm going to say that's probably just persuade, but honestly, you're intimidating. There is no particular intimidation skill.
How about the strength?
I think
strength roll?
persuade is generally the social skill in this game.
I know. Yeah, how about... Yeah, because I do think it applies here. So I'm going to say persuade, however, you get a big fat bonus because of circumstances. So he's very intimidated, so you have plus 40, so your total would be 63. Roll. And you rolled a 46, so that is a success.
Sounds good.
Yep. The big tall man telling him that, no, the scary government is here to take care of this stuff. Step back, citizen. Return to your office. Yeah, being intimidated. All right, well, when you're done, or when you try to leave, I'll check things and close it up then. Hopefully that it doesn't, need decontamination or anything. It should be
It's
fine.
a cleaning operation. It might take a while.
Right. He is not happy, but he also doesn't have any course of action here.
And he got paid. Also like because Agent Stone is a big, but he's not stupid. He's gonna check out that there's no any cameras like pointing out on that locker.
There are very generic cameras here, as in just sort of keeping an eye on the lot and who's opening the doors. Probably all going right back to that little office at the front. Security here is not very high.
Yeah, and like before we open it up with the key, looking out, is there any traces of like a break-in, lock-picking, and such for
There
high
are,
alertness?
yeah. I'm gonna say for free, you just do a quick check. You don't see any immediate traces of something like that, since breaking stuff open here would definitely damage more than just opening the place. Master key was inserted. The door was cracked open. Storage is just lifted up like one of those big folding doors. What the fuck am I describing? It's a storage unit with a door. You walk inside. Inside will immediately be visible a whole bunch of shit here, including an antique table, a sofa bed, 2 plastic-wrapped twin mattresses, 3 empty biohazard containers, 2 bags of quicklime, 2 shovels, several pairs of work gloves, a hat lamp, 14 empty quart-sized metal containers for gasoline, 2 empty gallon-sized plastic gasoline containers, 3 newly minted keys taped together, 400 rounds of shotgun ammunition, 2 new Mossberg shotguns with serial numbers ground off, a pile of fake identity badges, a Nikon F36 telescope photo lens, a Nikon reflex camera, a big pile of notes, the remains of some burned pieces of paper, and a 4-foot-long wooden coffin.
Fuck me sideways. Agent Stone is putting gloves on at first.
Yeah, I already
and
had
then
my
taking
gloves
his
on.
mobile phone and taking a lot of photographs before touching anything.
Right.
And sending it also for the second team.
Yeah. If you're wondering, like, oh my god, that's so much, we didn't write that down. Yes, I know. You're obviously overwhelmed because you walk in and you're overwhelmed by the giant pile of bullshit.
He was really prepared for something.
We're not overwhelmed. We saw the coffin.
Well, I mean, you say we. Did you guys also come out here?
No.
No. We saw it.
From his photos.
From his photos, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but
such
Agent
a-
Tone take some photos and probably share those with the team.
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy with that for like 20 minutes, and like I think that you have some experience about cleaning gigs. We need to find out what is important and what is just garbage.
Right, Mateo, you have the lead as photos are being taken. You have gloves on. What do? Mateo? Mateo Clean, are you here?
Yes,
Easy.
I get the urge to start cleaning the place.
Fair. This place looked like it hasn't been cleaned in several years. What do you do? What exactly gets your attention first? Is it maybe the shotguns? Is it the ammo? Is it the coffin? Is it the pile of antiques? Is it the miscellaneous odd workmanship stuff?
I mean, probably in the order: coffin, miscellaneous, and antique. I guess those two kind of on the same level. Coffin,
Right.
Absolutely.
Coffin makes a lot of sense to look at that one first. Taking a closer look at the coffin, it is a crumbling, 4-foot-long wooden coffin covered in what looks like semi-fresh dirt. Through the cracks of the coffin, you can see remains of a person, now rotted to the point of disintegration. Small metal plaque on the hasps indicates the identity of the occupant, if you can properly read it. If you wipe it off, you can barely make out the letters, depending on your perception skill. Is Mateo the one reading that? I think so, right? Perception is
Hopefully.
not a skill here, is it?
It's alertness.
Oh, alertness, yeah.
Nah, but alertness isn't really practical here.
Search.
I'm gonna say it's, yeah, search. Search as you search over for where the plaque is and what else is in there, and exactly. So give me a search, and you're taking your time for it, so give me plus 20.
Plus 20. That's a success.
Okay, good. It will read Anton Ture, 1957-1966. Roll me a sanity check.
Yikes. What were those years again? That's a failure.
Right, which means I roll a d4, sanity as the stench of the dead body, and the fact that you are just holding a very decomposed corpse in your hands as you're handling this coffin, and part of it sticks out through one of the cracks. You are handling the coffin. You are handling the coffin, looking for this plaque on it
I
to
thought
try
I
and
was just
identify it.
reading a plaque on a coffin.
The plaque
So
is not.
I would like to argue that it's not handling a
Yeah.
corpse.
You are investigating the coffin. The coffin is crumbling, and you are piecing together various bits of it in an attempt to just figure out, like, what the fuck am I holding? And as you're searching it, it's not just the plaque. The plaque is not the part that makes you go, oh, it is close, active handling of this thing and investigating it close up to get some clues for it as you are going over it. The plaque is just sort of numero uno going, oh, this guy has a name. He's been dead for over 50 years. The smell really hits you. Actually, that's not quite true. He is so decomposed, there is no smell. But as you are handling this coffin, like the body and the remains of it are so rattling through it that you are overwhelmed with a sense of, this is fucked up. Why is this my job? Why am I cleaning up Grandpa?
Okay.
Additionally, you will connect this in your head to Anton being... Let me check.
Son of Adam and Rebecca.
Them and Rebecca?
Wasn't it Ture?
Yes.
Family. 66 and 67.
Well,
they lived
right,
till 66.
Going through all the list.
7.
Okay, the dice was above it. I was like, where the fuck are you? Yeah. And Rebecca, Ture,
And family.
and family who died in an
An accident, one dead.
Yeah. This indeed seems to be the body of one of the people that supposedly died in those accidents. So when this agent was investigating this stuff, he was really gathering everything in the kitchen sink related to it.
Yeah,
Including
seems
apparently digging up an old dead body to try and investigate. Hence the sanity. Like, the fuck? What the fuck was wrong with Agent Donnelly?
After Agent Stone is finished with photographing, he's getting on the remains of the burnt papers, and he's trying to see if there's anything behind, maybe parts of a words or something like that, that could like basically puzzle out that what kind of papers was he burning and why.
As you are trying to piece those together, nothing big can be gleaned from them, except that several of them show trace images of 1206 Spooner Avenue on them. But other than
logo?
it seems to be of some maybe outside view, a few of them. Some of them might be a room inside, but it's now impossible to really tell what it was of, except that these were all photos, and they seem to be of that property. Either inside or out.
Does it look like that it's like basically a film, like an old film that is being produced in like a camera store or photography store? Like a bit thicker sort of paper. Try to find out the company name, because then we might have a copy to like look for.
That's a fair question. Obviously not the sort that would immediately have a thing for, so I'm just going to yes and that. It looks like it's photo paper that's produced by a proper film development company. You know, the sort you take photos with an old-fashioned camera, takes photos of negatives, those photos need to be sent off to be developed. It was pre-digital camera, which means that maybe the negatives are still there and can be redeveloped.
Yeah, and of course we try to see if we can find the camera or that film somewhere here.
Well, there happens to be a camera nearby here. There is
Stone
a
is not
Nikon
probably-
reflex camera,
it's
and I'm
really
trying to
good.
figure out if that's the sort of camera that has.
Yeah.
Let's see, Nikon reflex, 2001. First a distinct Nikon. Big lens. So yes, that camera will sort of match the types of photos that were taken.
Okay, taking that with us and commenting out loud is what is something that Agent Stone often does. Is that maybe he's a lazy person and the photography store is somewhere near his home or near this particular establishment. Did you find something, my dear colleague?
Matteo, you find something?
Yeah. What did the plaque read again?
The plaque read Anton Touré, 1957 to 1966. Also, in case you missed it, you took 2 sanity damage.
Yes, I did.
The coffin itself is crumbling, and bits of the dead body and bone are sticking out, although they are so decomposed there is no smell anymore. The dirt on the thing is still fresh, and
1957 to 1966, so that's 9-year-old.
So 4 foot tall, so yeah.
Oh,
it'd be like-
correct. Adam Touré.
yes, Anton Touré. So you are holding the body of a dead 9-year-old who died. quite a while ago.
How do I
Yeah,
write
it's
this?
fifth row on the residence list.
Oh, gotcha.
Rebecca Touré might still be alive. I question why. Only one of them died by accident.
Well, the child died. Yeah, this is probably the guy who died.
Touré, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should find more information about that accident because that made this agent to pay attention. Making a mental note about that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, and I typoed it. Whatever. Close enough. Yeah, I mean, I found the dead corpse of a child, potentially. I'm gonna pry this open now. I don't want to breathe in dead kid. How much stuff do we have here? And what is the current status of the, like, box owner, you know, the guy who runs the place?
Let's see. You probably would have taken an hour at least to go over this place at this point. How lucky are you that you have way more time? I'm assuming you want more time to go over stuff, right?
Well, yeah.
In like a van.
You want to?
What was that?
I think you have like
My idea is we don't want any of these to end up in the porn stars or like something like that. So it would be safe to basically take it all offside. My plan from the previous place before the Delta Green took care of the problem, to just basically pack everything in a van and drive away.
Yeah, so I'm thinking something like that. Seize this container, but I mean, the paperwork for seizing this container is probably gonna be, if we do it the right way, it's gonna be a huge fucking pain in the ass. I'm expecting it at least to be.
Yeah. If you continue searching, I will go and get the biggest van I can find, and I will drive it back here.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. While Agent Stone is away.
Keep your gloves on.
Yeah. While Agent Stone is away trying to get a van to get this stuff out of here as fast as possible, the owner will come back wondering, what's taking so long? Has there been any findings? If it was an immediate, oh my God, anthrax everywhere, he expects you to have handled it differently by now, maybe called in some stuff. So he comes in asking questions, curious to what's in here and whether or not he can sell it for money. So, Mr. CDC, how would you have, Mr. Tortilla, as I'm sure it would say on your badge?
Yeah.
Mr. Tortilla, have you done your preliminary investigation? He comes up to the outside of the door, opens it up,
Sees the corpse.
walks inside.
Today.
And
How'd you
Torque,
act?
I'm gonna need you to stay outside. We do have a situation here.
How bad? Like, what's the matter? Just
Well, that's what I'm still trying to figure out. I'm waiting for a phone call from a colleague. I will have you notified, say, within the next few hours.
He
probably.
tries to look inside.
We need a specialist for this.
a specialist. Okay. Should the police not just be called then or something?
Sure, the local law enforcement has more pressing matters to do. This is not of urgent matter. We don't need handcuffs here.
He tries to look inside.
and Tortilla shoots him on the balls.
No, I'm just gonna try to divert his attention, strike conversation with him, and escort him away from the door.
Okay. How? And roll me a persuade check.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I really highly doubt that you're going to be able to sell anything from this container. This is definitely a... Fuck, what would the word be?
Contaminated?
Contaminated container.
Contaminated? Contaminated with what?
Well, that's exactly what I need my specialist for.
Well, you can tell me sort of generally, right? Like,
I would highly... yeah, I mean, we don't... I'm sorry, but that is classified.
I kind of need to know. I'm the owner of this property, goddammit!
Yes, and you will be notified.
My other tenants and storage units are right next to it. If I gotta get everything decontaminated, of course it's my problem then.
I caught a few times and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I highly doubt that it's airborne contagious, but I do need my specialist here before I can confirm anything. For now, I would highly recommend that you keep the surrounding containers closed. I doubt there will be any cross-contamination, but as I stated, you will have your notice, I'd say within 2 hours.
Okay, fine. I can wait a bit longer. Not a big deal. What time of day would it realistically be? It was after the other stuff. Okay, it's starting to be evening. Which, is sort of why he doesn't want this to take all night, And he doesn't want you to be here during the night when he's not here. So he's getting impatient. But he goes back to the office.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call the group, inform what we found, and I guess let's start with what are we gonna do with all this stuff. I'm planning on seizing it, but should we just seize the contaminated stuff and let the guys sell the weapons, or actually call the local authorities for the weapons?
I don't think we should. We should try and not involve ourselves with us. Well, we should try avoid involving ourselves with the local authorities as much as possible.
Yeah, I understand that.
Couldn't we just, you know, do what they do in the stories with the orphans, orphan babies, and just put them in a basket or a bag and just.
I'm not
leave
putting the baby in the basket. The baby is fucking dust by this point.
No, not that one. The weapons.
Oh
Man, you asked.
well,
about the
you need to be a bit more specific when there's a fucking dead baby in the container, okay?
Well, the weapons are weapons.
There's a baby
Child. Well, I mean, okay, 9-year-old. It's not technically a baby. Well, it's not much bigger
I
than a
assume you
baby
did
right
send
now.
photos of it, including the corpse inside the crumbling. Did you guys send the photos? I thought Stone sent pictures of everything.
I think he would have just digitally, with a 2015 digital camera, phone cam. Not the best quality, but.
Sure.
And also, he just took photos with, I don't know, a regular camera, digital camera. Either way, not just sending everything to you. Not quite that easy.
Yeah. We don't have WhatsApps and
Yeah.
Discords.
It's a few years away.
We don't? Is
Nope.
it?
Remember,
Well-
2015, slightly different time.
No, yeah, it's not 2005.
I get it. It's just,
Yeah.
let's try and distance ourselves ever so slightly from the Hunter campaign where it was like, we do everything with modern tech. Instant communication.
It is 10 years ago still, so.
Yeah, it's not ancient times, it's just the quality is
Yeah.
lower.
WhatsApp was a late app. There were many apps before it.
Yeah.
Just-
So like he's trying
Yeah,
to
that was like
Skype you.
2009.
Stuff that you would be on your phone.
I know.
That
But
you-
still, Agent Stone is
Yeah,
trying
I
to
mean-
Skype you and you guys are all on Discord. Let's go.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so we wouldn't be aware yet that there is a baby or a child in a
You would have
coffin.
been told, you just wouldn't get a close-up, detailed, high-resolution
Also-
video.
Wait, didn't the antiquities lady mention that he tried to have a coffin identified?
It would
But
have
it
been that
didn't-
he brought in like some details on it, like is this authentic? Are these photos of a thing authentic?
Right. But she was like, no, doesn't fit the age. Or was that just some other?
That was some other thing.
Okay, that's something. Okay. But yeah, Guybrush is like, well, I'm more interested in the paperwork. The guns are. They can be a police matter, could be a gun enthusiast. They can be written off as that.
Right.
But the documentation is what I would.
So
if you
the
can
question-
seize it
Sure.
because it sounds like the guy doesn't know what's inside. So papers missing is not something he will be able to track. It's just a gun enthusiast who had a thing with a child's corpse.
Yeah. The papers
Yeah,
you can
so-
very easily take with you without anyone noticing. You slip them into a bag and you move on. As for the other stuff, which is a bit more difficult to quickly take with you. Again, antique table, probably not taking that with you. Big bed, probably not taking that with you. Plastic wrapped mattresses, probably not taking that with you. Empty biohazard containers. Well, there's the thing you can point to and say, like, hey, look,
He's a bit leaking.
the leak. Quicklime,
Dangerous.
shovels,
There were-
gloves, hat. 14 empty quart-sized metal containers for gasoline. Quart-sized metal containers with ore spouts. What an odd way to describe jerry cans. I mean, they're much
Yes.
smaller, I guess. A quart is not a jerry can, but still.
Well, this is 2015 after all.
Oh, they didn't have jerry cans
The
then.
the ancient language was different to ours.
I forgot jerry cans were invented like last year.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to set
Yeah.
something on fire, you needed 14 empty quart-sized metal containers as opposed to one jerry can. 2 empty gallon-sized plastic gasoline
Man,
containers.
pigs of the past had it rough.
Why does he have 2 separate gasoline containers?
One for small fires and one for big fires.
I mean, he could just also have been fueling up his car with it.
Could be.
Yeah.
Off the
What?
grid, maybe.
You can use it for that too.
Apparently, gasoline has
No.
other uses than setting stuff on fire.
No.
Lies
I wouldn't
and
agree.
poultry.
Good way to
I
find a
wouldn't
van.
agree.
I mean, it's also quite possible that this guy has been extensively trying to set the house on fire. Who knows?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Let's see. A
But
bunch
yeah.
of
So the plan
new
is
keys.
we grab all the sketchy shit and let the guy sell off the guns.
Right.
Well, at
I'm
least
going
grab the
through-
papers.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
think
through
they
the
put a
list.
safe jump, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely grabbing the corpse. Okay,
okay.
I guess I'm gonna go through the antiquities now and the odd objects.
Okay. Let me go through
Try
the
and
list.
describe them
You
over
tell
the
me whether or
phone.
not you take it or not, okay? You're discussing it over the phone with the others.
Yeah.
You tell me if you take it, yes, no, because both situations can have consequences. Like we said, gasoline. Take it,
No.
don't take it. No, it's also, most of it are empty, by the way. 3 newly minted keys taped to a piece of cardboard.
Yes.
They might be for the house.
Yes.
Okay, you take the keys. 400 rounds of shotgun ammunition.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Government.
Do you want to handle the paperwork?
I'm assuming both Stone and Mateo are here. So if one of you says yes, that means you're grabbing it and tossing it in the van.
There's no paperwork.
Fair,
Learn from the
okay.
pros.
Sure.
Cool. 2 new Mossberg shotguns with serial numbers filed off.
Yes.
Okay. That's important because if you get stopped by the police and they find that, they're going to have questions. A pile of miscellaneous identities, probably fake.
Yes.
Let's see, a Nikon reflex camera and a big telescope lens for it.
Is there any tapes inside? Or is it just the equipment?
A little bit of a
Yes.
roll luck for it, whether or not it happens to be in there. There is an empty camera roll in there. As in,
Let's just take it
you just
for
take those
the keys.
Okay. A bunch of notes. I'm assuming you're taking those with you.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
Yes.
a big, another big bunch of files you got to go through, and the remains of those photographs. I'm assuming. No,
Yes.
Okay. All of this takes time, by the way. And then finally the coffin.
Yes.
Yes, sadly, yes.
Okay. That means you're moving a bunch of stuff. You're trying to move it quickly. So both of you give me a dexterity check as you're just trying to quickly and orderly move this stuff. And I'm trying to determine whether or not that goes well. So just go into your thing and roll dexterity.
oh,
Okay, we have 1 failure.
Okay. Just a second.
Also, you have a 20 modifier in there, which I don't think should be in there.
Oh yeah, okay, it shouldn't. I forgot to click it off.
So you failed by more than one.
Yes.
Dexterity, where are you?
That's not a skill, it's just in the...
We both fail.
Okay,
Something comes crashing up.
Yeah. That means that you're not quite fast enough to grab all this shit before, time passes. It is now quite late. The owner is like, hey, I want to shut down for the day, and then sees you moving stuff back and forth to the van. The van, which, by the way, is like a U-Haul as opposed to a CDC marked identified van. Does he see you moving the coffin or the other stuff? Bad luck is coffin.
Also, I would ask either Guybrush or Dr. Gorm, probably Dr. Gorm, to call this guy and go get his number from the office.
Mm-hmm. You would have
Just to
done something
confirm the
paper.
bullshit part, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does he come back first?
Whichever.
You know what? All right, fine. Dr. Gorm, how would you try to bullshit this man into leaving your partners to do their job? Talk to him on the phone. In fact, Mikael, would you mind playing the guy? So we just have a conversation here.
Oh wow. Okay.
You're just an office worker. He's like, hey, why are you guys taking so long? Ooh, what's that thing you're carrying? But instead, you're getting called by Dr. Gorm. Like, what sort of bullshit would you give him? Give me a little bit so I sort of know what to deal with. I can grab a drink.
Yeah. Oh, well, good day, sir.
Hello.
Well, I heard your storage unit. There were some fungus found in it, so I am here to contact you from CDC. What even is it? Central for Disease Control, and to inform that the correct paperwork is is being printed as we talk and is delivered to you as soon as possible. I understand that you are not disturbing the investigation. Is this correct?
Gets called by CDC. What does CDC stand for again? You had like a thingamajig in your storage? I'm starting to think Dr. Gorm might not be the most charismatic person in the world.
Yep.
Give me a persuasion check just so we have an idea of how bad this is going.
Oh yeah.
Failure. Murder time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's coming. Yep.
Oh, why
Fail.
3?
Holy moly.
By 3. Okay, at this point, this guy is suspecting that he's not talking to the CDC at all. So he goes, okay.
Why do you have an Indian accent, sir?
Why do you have an Indian accent? And Gorm's like, I don't have an Indian accent. I do not have an Indian accent, sir. He looks at himself.
My name is Jonathan Smith. I am from Microsoft CDC. This is very important. We confiscate your things.
Yeah. Next to him, Guybrush is, as Dr. Gorm's on the phone. Why are you suddenly talking with an Indian accent? That's making the situation so much worse. As he starts fighting over the phone. No, don't tell him that. You gotta keep it secret. The guy on the other is like, what the fuck is happening? No, don't take the phone away from me. I am having fun with the phone.
No, ma'am. Don't cash in the card.
Do not redeem. Brian at this point is like, something fuck is going on. Hangs up the phone. Doot, and starts calling his local police department. As far as you guys can tell, all you hear is, okay, click. Like, okay, something's fucky going on. I suspect that some people are stealing some illicit goods that are protecting their old, what the fuck is the term? Partner in crime. And that big guy that was intimidating me, that was just intimidating me. I don't trust this. I'm calling the police.
Well, as he hangs up on me, I try to call back to the number, but I hear it's
busy now.
Like
the line
taken.
is now busy.
Busy, yeah. So then I instantly call to Matteo and try to inform, like, okay, I'm not in contact anymore.
You guys are busy moving some heavy stuff around as you're doing this. The two of you are busy moving some stuff into the van, but, the last stuff still needs to be done. Then you're called by Gorm to put down what you're working on and take him on the phone. This is Matteo.
Hello.
I'm no longer in contact with the target. Suggest you either get out or disable him somehow.
Murder time.
Stone.
How far is our moving going on? What is still unmoved?
At least the coffin. The other stuff you can quickly grab and jump in the van if you want to drive out.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you want to sprint over to the guy and stop him somehow, that would be one 30-second sprint for you.
I think that's what Stone's gonna do. Like basically, he has a high martial arts skills, so he's just going to basically go there and basically make him to pass out.
Yeah, give me an athletics check as you sprint over there and try to karate chop him with one smooth move as he is on the phone, maybe not yet talking to a police officer. All of our officers are currently busy. Please hold. If you are being stabbed, press 1. If you are currently being robbed, press 2.
Am I throwing like unarmed combat or what?
Mainly, I'm picturing you sprinting and carefully putting the stuff down without breaking something, and then sprinting through the mess, and then to where the trailer is, slamming the door open, jumping over the counter, slamming the phone down. All of this is athletics.
All right. Okay.
I'm fully confident in your ability to punch the old man and get him to stop.
86 out of 60.
Yes. Well, I mean, mark it as a failure for your skill up. And more importantly, it means that by the time you sprint over to him, it seems like he's already talking to the police. So you can still do your plan, but it seems like he is currently actively talking to a police officer. Do you still choke slam him? Or, rip the phone out of his hand? Because it seems like the police have been informed, at the very least, that they are talking to someone with something, and he's in the middle of saying hello, yeah, this is Guy at
and at that point, I'm gonna just put my big hand on his mouth, basically, and strangle his throat from behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yikes.
And and the phone will fall on the ground at that point.
Okay. The phone that currently has a police officer from the nearby station or dispatch.
Yeah, but it sounds like he didn't have time to tell that where he's calling from.
I mean, if he said, "Hi, I'm Brian Guy of You Store It."
Did he?
Yes, he was sort of saying that as you came in. The question is that going to be enough for them to immediately come here and investigate? I mean, also, it's the cops. It's a phone line they're calling with. They're probably just going to be like, oh, it's this number that's calling us. That's calling from this location. Sending a police car now to investigate.
It is a little bit like comic style, but is it possible to basically punch him unconscious and grab the phone and finish the conversation trying to imitate his voice?
I'm confident in your ability to punch him and then grab the phone. But because you filled the other one, I'm gonna at least need a brawl check for that one. The hand-to-hand combat. Which was the one? Brawl?
Yeah, brawl.
What it's called.
Combat.
Yeah. As for your ability to imitate him, just fucking. If it succeeds, first off, let's see if you succeed in the brawl.
Let me hope that if he had trying to say 2 sentences or 1 sentence, that the other person doesn't really suspect that somebody is doing that on the other end.
I mean, if you fail, that means you're doing it loud and sloppy as opposed to cleanly and coolly.
Yeah. God damn it!
Okay, so you come in, you punch this old man, is clearly audible through storage, and then the phone falls on the floor, and then you pick it up, and then you go,
and then I realized my mistake, and then I'm just going to basically put the phone down and run back to the truck or the
Sorry, you do not need to come. Click.
Yeah.
Then you sprint back to the truck.
Yeah.
Have I been loading up the truck while that is happening?
It's up to you whether or not you want to take the coffin or not. But,
Yes.
Okay, you drive off. Note, there are a few cameras in this area, as you have established earlier, so at the very least, they know that this truck has serial numbers.
basically, most like it's gonna take them at least 10 minutes to come here.
Yes.
Did I happen to see any like any server room or something like that, like in the back office?
We're doing things at high speed here, so would you have
Pull out the
noticed that
tapes.
stuff?
Pull out
Do
the
you have-
tapes.
Do you have computer experience besides just? It's
Besides
not
porn.
it's not computer science. It's general computer knowledge.
Well,
Would you alertness? Roll me alertness. Whether or not you would have, spotted something like that. Yes, you would have been aware there's just a computer that probably records all the video footage in that office that you just ran from.
Yeah, so basically I'm just gonna like drive the van front of the office, jump out and run to get that like server.
Okay.
Most of the guy is still like struggling on the ground that
He's
what the
going,
fuck happened.
oh, my hip! I broke my hip falling 5 inches. Oh
Yeah,
God, he's
I'm
back!
gonna-
And then he crawls
Take
into a
the
ball.
whole server, like I'm just gonna like crack the wires out from the back and just put it on my armpit and like run out with it.
Okay. Yeah, alright. You grab the server, and get that in the thing as well. Several wires are still plugged in as you run out, like the mouse and the keyboard drag over the floor, hitting this guy in the head as you run away. Ah! It gets stuck, you give it a yank and pull out the power cord out of the wall.
Yeah.
Then run to the van, get in, and you and Mateo race off.
Yep.
Yes.
And then you're lucky. And you drive off. But probably the cops are looking for something matching your description.
Yeah, we are going to lay low for a bit, for
Right.
sure. Maybe change our clothes.
Change your
Maybe
clothes, change your
have a
description.
week.
Maybe not introduce yourself again as CDC guy and big burly army guy. If the cops at any point make contact with you, they're probably going to have some consequences with that. Some advantages you're supposed to try to remember. Okay, yeah, fuck. How did it continue
Indeed.
from there? Yeah, fuck. Andatura, you have the coffin. Oh boy.
That happens when you make us the roll dice with everything.
I know. Hey, if you had a few successes, it would have been fine. It was like fail, 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 fail.
Yeah.
Think all of the skills you upgrade after the session.
Exactly.
Yep,
So many skill points. Stole stuff from the storage.
That is the
Do we
nature
actually
of
have like
an
an
RPG.
actual like a Delta crane box that we know address of, where we could drive this instantly and unload everything there?
That is a fair question. Like, are you given certain operational things? I'm gonna just say yes and. Like, yeah, this is exactly the sort of... Oh no, hold on. Let me roll luck for this. Were you given a storage box in this same storage center?
No, it cannot.
If it's 80 or... No, it's the other way around. If it's 10 or lower, because then it would be really funny. No, okay. Yes, you have a storage box. No, it's just somewhere in the New Jersey area. It would be exceptionally silly. It was like, grab a storage box, drive 5 feet. There's the one next to it.
Yeah.
No, that would be a little silly.
And like, as the idea of the game is that we actually are professionals.
Yes.
Which is always like lost because we have to roll with everything. We are going to try to like avoid like the big like highways where they are bound to have like CCTV cameras for some big like traffic like centers where and such forth.
Sounds good. You take this to the storage box that you have for this operation, because that is a thing you're given as professionals. You drive it there, you avoid the cameras, you put it in there. And as for rolling and fumbling, failure doesn't mean things go horribly wrong. You need multiple failures in a row or a fumble for that. It's not like, oh, talk to the man, you fail, oh, you explode. You instantly shit your pants in public.
And it also helps to sequence things like did you make it in time, or did he have managed to
Yes.
say the key words? And it's not necessarily your failure. It's just like, well, the dice failed, so these things happened before.
Things start lining up in a way, and you said some fucky weird stuff while you were on the phone. You know, the CDC angle was really good. That worked. You got the stuff in the end. Most of it, at least. You probably don't have the ability to go back if it turns out that the antique table was the key to all of this. Sorry, we need like 5 people to move a giant antique table out of a tiny storage box.
Yeah, I mean,
You say that, but we'll know if it was the key if the guy turns up dead with his neck slit open. So.
Oh, that's true. Haunted table, that was the key to all of it.
Yeah, exactly. He owns the facility, so if he turns up dead, then well.
Then you know, it was the fungus that was infecting the woodwork. It makes you slit your own throat.
Yeah, exactly.
With an invisible knife. You're gonna walk through the house and you're suddenly just gonna step on something. Go, ow! What the fuck? I stepped on something. Invisible knife sticking out of your foot. But yes, I'm gonna say that marks the end of day 3.
So I would say that went pretty good.
I will have to disagree, but at least we got what we went there for. I mean,
And that is what matters.
about the parameters of the mission though, and overall comparison to what we were doing earlier. Rauhoitu.
Right. Let's unload, and then Agent Stone is going to return the van for the rental place.
Okay. I'll ask, you didn't use this for any crime, did you? No, of
Oh,
course.
it's just a couple of murders. But it's fine, we cleaned after.
As long as the van's in good condition, we don't care. In fact, we have insurance. If you did kill someone with it, we get paid extra. And then you all have a good laugh about it.
I assure you, no more than one body entered this.
No more than one dead body entered this. Good, because that's our limit, he jokes, not understanding that you're being completely serious.
We are gonna take the notes with us, put them in like a plastic folder, and let's give them for the brainy people to go through.
Are you calling me stupid?
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm calling myself stupid as well.
Your team muscle.
Fair.
Your
I mean,
team
he's a
muscle and
doctor.
charisma.
I think.
The fact that I'm a member of Mensa doesn't mean anything. Still, party muscle for life.
Yeah, I mean, Mateo is intelligent, right? Oh, no, he's not.
It's that ancient Mali leader, Mensa Muscle.
Oh, the movie was about him, with the rock and the big hook. Right?
Yeah, exactly. We're not mixing anything up. This is straight up.
Yeah, and Goku, king of Hawaii, that guy. King Kamehameha. We're
I
not
was thinking of
mixing
Mansa
stuff up.
Musa.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No?
They sound the same and they're from the Americas areas and we're Europeans. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. It's fine as well. Like I don't even know Finnish things, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure someone is screaming into their hands like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I certainly don't. Let's go on with the investigation. Day 4.
who was the last? Oh yeah. Who is Felix Green? Is it just Arthur Donnelly's like alias? We should probably check on that name. What he's been up to.
It doesn't immediately ring a bell. It could just be an alias. You'd need to spend time to investigate.
But more importantly, we have more paperwork to go through.
Hooray! More paperwork.
That is
These
true.
notes
Ooh.
and papers that you guys just stole, so...
You hand it off to the nerds, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
The
Like,
B team is on it, guys.
Right.
yeah.
Going through
The
that.
action heroes go onto the field.
Fuck. Horrible fucking list of items. What the hell is this? The team nerd is like, ooh, salivating.
Paperwork.
Guybrush and Gorma like, ooh, paperwork. And then Agent Stone and Mattia like, ugh, paperwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that an old antique coffin dug up from the soil? Child size? My favorite. Sniff, sniff, sniff.
It's a shame that it's in this condition, but
Mint
still,
condition child
remarkable
coffins go for a lot.
I mean, we can probably still poke around and see what the child died to.
yes, no. Oh well, maybe that's pertinent, but we should concentrate on the paperwork first.
Oh yeah, papers first, and then we check if the child has any markings in vertebrae or
In
broken
that
bones.
throat area.
Yeah. Probably difficult at this point, but yeah. Papers
Yes.
first.
Anyway, the paperwork. These torn notebooks, notebook pages filled with the scrawling of Donnelly's handwriting. It is not terribly legible, as his handwriting kind of sucked. The first pages are the most coherent. They give a sense that 1206 Spooner Avenue had been consuming Donnelly's mind for years now. Being a local to New Jersey, Donnelly had heard many stories of Spooner Avenue House, particularly as a child. He thought that it was truly the thought that it was truly haunted never crossed his mind until Amanda Braintree's death a few years back. After investigating the house under the guise of a would-be buyer, Donnelly found himself actually considering purchasing the place. But like a cold, he shook the strange unnatural attraction off. He sent word up through the Delta Green grapevine that it was worth looking into, but apparently they never replied. Further notes then resume when Imala Isari entered the picture. However, at this point, the notes become haphazard and disjointed. Apparently, Donnelly tried to dissuade her from buying the house. But then, as he was talking to her, he felt the same unnatural fervor sort of pulling her to buy it that he said he recognized when he was considering buying it. And that he had absolutely no way of convincing her as her mind was made up. Donnelly stepped up surveillance on Isari when she seemed to isolate herself inside the house. The last few pages are almost completely incoherent, and whoever is analyzing them, I'm going to need a check from you to see if you can parse them into something useful. The nerds are looking at them. Which one of you would be best at... How the fuck do you have like a... We need like a language skill. Which of you has a language skill?
I have two different ones.
Okay, how many language skills do you have, Guybrush?
I assume that's a custom skill I do not have.
Yeah.
But I have
Yeah, it's a
human
custom
int.
I
I'm gonna
have
say
English
that,
and Swedish.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that Dr. Gorm, I mean, you got Chinese as your highest language skill, which doesn't really apply here, but it's a language skill. And technically it's just English. And it's making sense of it, which I think Chinese applies to well. And you have help, so roll me that skill plus 50 as you try to translate the chicken scratch into
Plus
a
50.
workable language. Plus 20 because someone's helping, and he has 50 basically.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That's a good success. Okay, Dr. Gordon takes some time, works through the notes, and makes sense of the whole thing. The last few pages are filled with increasingly bizarre statements written almost like math equations. They don't seem to be in any particular order anymore, and reading those pages depicts the picture of a man bent and obsessed only with a single purpose now, uncovering the secret supposedly hidden in 1206 Spooner Street. Like an actual member of a bomb squad might go about defusing an explosive, the entire set of statements just becomes very methodical and obsessed. Additionally, you know what I'm going to say? You can tell that Donnelly was very nearly psychotic when he was writing a lot of these notes. So you would classify him as insane at this point.
Well, that doesn't. I mean, that's probably he probably still had a reason to come here in the first place, but at the end, maybe he actually did commit suicide somehow. Where
Based
did the
upon the
weapon go,
notes,
though?
every time he got involved with this house, his mind slipped a little further.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I remarked earlier, but I didn't say it out loud. See, every time he visits the house, there's a jump in the undecipheredness. That's a word.
Indecipherability? Or
Well, that's a good word.
No, indecipherable.
In how shitty his handwriting is and how mad the ramblings are.
Yeah. A spike in the ramblings.
Mm-hmm. So with the ramblings in mind, because none of you have actually been to the house yet, so you have nothing you can relate it to. But you do get a sense that this house itself was having an influence on him.
Well, at least whatever happened there. So,
And not just him, based on his more sane notes, Guybrush points out, Yamalia, or Yamila, is that an I or a double L?
Surely
Yamila.
that's in the other list of victims, right?
Yeah. Yamila Izari.
Imila Izari.
Yeah. Mila Izari also developed an obsession to buying the house. And this is from the saner side of his notes. And ultimately isolated. Guybrush points out that if we entertain the thought that there is something supernatural to it, it seems like the house finds a new victim if it is haunted, and it looks like it found a way to draw Arthur in when the initial interest to purchase it failed. It drew him in through the obsession to find the secret. Maybe Ilmila was a bait. So we should not send the entire squad in, because if visiting the house gets its claws in, assuming it is haunted, and it chooses its prey based on who visits it, or gets close enough to it, we should not risk the entire team falling prey. We need someone who's able to slap the others out of it if they do fall prey to this.
well, we should probably just think of the logical way. Maybe some outside influence made them. Like there might be a human or an organization that's somehow involved, and they manipulate the cells of the house and people who visit there.
Just question. Did you ever watch this? Like a scary movie called Your Garden from this famous author Stephen King? This might be what's going on here.
You mean the one where people getting kicked in the legs, the shinning?
No. You put your like a dog that is dead. You put it on the ground as a grave, and then it wakes up.
Or pet cemetery.
Yes, your garden. That is what we watched when I was kid. Very scary.
You think that this house is a pet cemetery?
Well, I was gonna ask that already 3 days ago, but I kind of forgot.
The ground might be cursed.
Maybe that. I mean, there could be any number of things, and I don't think we should be too hung up on what it might be so as to not be diverted from the actual investigation. But not all people are not always involved. Do remember that we did face a creature that splinters space and time and eats people earlier. So
not always, but we shouldn't discredit it either.
Dr. Gore, would you know if there would be some like Indian cemetery there before?
It's kind of. I could check, definitely. I don't know if it's a pertinent use of our time and resources,
Actually,
or my time specifically.
Because Dr. Gord researched the house and the earlier history before with the Wheelers, he is aware that the house is in fact not built on an ancient Indian burial ground.
All right, so I'll just come out and say that no. This is just a regular house built on actual plot of land bought from the city itself.
did we find out why the seamstress left the house?
You did not.
No. We could look into that. Into her story in general.
I'm not sure if we'll find anything. But, I mean, based on what we've experienced so far, and because we're part of the Delta Green, so we know that supernatural does exist. In the spirit of our investigation as to entertain the idea that something supernatural might be going on, we cannot fully discredit that Livatello did not leave something behind, whatever she used to cure Mistress Wheeler, and it might not have been something supernatural, and leave something behind that then preys on people who move in. A means to linger, maybe, or a curse, it could be. But we should be careful when entering the house in case there is something. I'm not sure if the entire team should go in, and if anyone starts showing excessive interest in buying the house or repeatedly visiting it, we should take that as a serious red flag going forward.
The second question, have you watched the very famous horror movie called The Conjuring? That has like a very cursed wardrobe. It could be a wardrobe. Very cursed. Maybe heavy enough that nobody moves it. And everybody who moves inside always have it inside.
Or have you seen the other documentary, Scary Movie 3?
Unfortunately, I'm not heavy into this movie culture. So especially, you can always assume I haven't seen these, but these are interesting points of view. Thank you for them, I guess. But well, of course, it might be some kind of an item working there, but we should definitely, when we go there, check out what. It's probably chock full of, ancient items. Ancient meaning at least 100 years, or about 100 years old. Not everything is magical. Although
who is the
historically
owner of the house, by the way? Who is the owner who is renting this place?
Well, the previous owner just sort of died a little bit ago. It is currently on the market for sale. It is not a rented house. So currently, I believe the bank is putting it back on the market to pay for her unpaid mortgage.
So we could approach them initially as potential buyers.
Offline. There's a funny law in USA. You have to actually tell if somebody has died in the house before it's sold. So I would really like to see how this conversation go on. Oh, there's lovely real estate. But by the way, there has been 20 people who has died in the last 100 years in this house.
Just 16, just 15. Well, 16 now.
Has anyone? Oh yeah, there's plenty of people have owned a house and died here. Of natural causes, right? Of natural causes, right?
I mean, do you count? I mean, yes.
They haven't been murdered, as far as we can tell. But, well, 7 suicides. Well, in the past 100 years, right? 50. What? 1 suicide every 10 years.
Yeah, that's nuts. That would gather so much attention, I'm sure.
Well, some of them were gas leaks or accidents where they, slipped and fell with a noose around their neck.
What a weird, law that you have to, disclose that information specific.
Well, what if they seriously believe that it's haunted them?
Exactly. That's just going to exaggerate people's imaginations. That's a weird one. I would like to know if in the past year people have been or at least one person has been murdered in there, because then there might be a person who's interested in coming back and murdering the next one. But if somebody just fucking randomly died there of natural causes or whatever, who cares? People die all the time. It's not gonna matter for me at all, except that the house is now for sale, so that's good for me.
Every suicide lowers the housing price by an amount because there's now a ghost there.
Yeah, I think it's mainly the superstitious part where people are like, oh well, you have to tell us because it might be haunted. I mean,
if you destroy the house and then rebuild it, or it has a fire, does that reset the counter?
Well, okay. The people who believe in that, they might get an exorcist for that place. So yeah, maybe it's worth. Creates business, good for the economy. Anyway, that still feels so weird, like a weird.
Yeah, it absolutely is, but
because we are talking about official, government sanctioned things. It's so weird.
Anyway, on day 4, after checking the bits of paperwork from storage, after that, I'm assuming you want to investigate the house, but how? You just go there. You have a bunch of keys.
Guybrush did want to check up on the body.
The body of the FBI guy who I guess
in the coffin.
No, okay.
No, the Touré brat.
Okay. Yeah, it is a body of a 9-year-old.
Yeah, just sort of a try to deduce what killed him. How did he die? Is there a sign of physical trauma, like broken bones, a cracked neck?
Stabbing. Okay, you're
Knife.
examining the body. If you're spending time on this, then it probably makes sense that Dr. Gorm is also researching, stories and whatnot about it, right? Because you want to figure this out with the two of you.
Yep, makes
So
sense.
why don't he checks that stuff out? You, in the meantime, give me a medicine check as you examine this dead body. This very old dead body where it's very difficult to tell what the fuck happened.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it would have to be like clear markings, not just on the bone or something like that at this point, because the tissue is probably gone.
I mean, yeah, all the tissues, you can't tell cause of it. He doesn't appear to be shot. It doesn't appear like someone sliced his neck or twisted his head off. It doesn't appear to be blunt force trauma.
Yeah. No immediate signs of bone breaking or... Well, could have been disease, could have been something, but yeah. Or something
There's a lot of sort
anymore.
of weird trauma that you can't quite identify, like damage around the face on the skull. Like it was, sort of jammed from all sides. And then, as if, how do I explain it? As if someone just took a mace or something and just whacked his face a whole bunch. But then that wouldn't make any fucking sense, because surely that would have a very clear story around it. Dr. Gorm then looks stuff up, and will discover that the circumstances of his death was that he was found inside a locked bathroom, face down in the master bedroom toilet bowl, drowned.
So one of the older kids. Did the family have more than one kid?
Explains why you couldn't find the.
I don't
markings.
believe they did. I believe it was just this kid. So no, he was not murdered by a sibling.
Found in the toilet bowl. I mean, I guess he slipped and hit his face into the toilet bowl and drowned it. But
I would mark this as suspicious in the.
oh,
at least.
absolutely, yes. It does seem like one of the parents wanted a belated abortion.
I don't think this is time for jokes. This poor person.
Can't you tell?
I mean,
There's a clear difference between my tone when I joke and when I don't.
on one hand, it sounds exactly the same. On one hand, you're mocking the death of a child. On the other hand, he's been dead far longer than you've been alive, so whatever.
Sure.
So
But with all of that, let's see.
these
Check.
people moved out
Body.
after this. Yes, they did.
They did.
Moved out.
To space.
It says that the others that have died there, it says victims, one dead, that would be their child. One accident, as he accidentally died in a toilet bowl.
With
That
head trauma.
seems very accident.
Followed by one suicide. Honestly, good for them for leaving when their kid died. That's probably the smartest family out of this entire set.
Yeah.
Well, except for the first one until we realized what actually happened. But
yeah.
Well, there's only been, well, yeah. I mean, there's only ever been, well, there's two cases where there's been two. One was a murder and then suicide, and the other one was fire.
Mm-hmm. Generally,
Well, the
only
murder
one person
suicide.
dies. So statistically, if all four of you go into the house, only one of you will die. But if only
Yeah.
one person goes in, then that person is probably fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's assuming you're gonna live there for a while, and what sort of idiot would want to do that, right?
years.
So anyway, you're looking at the brokers. What the fuck is it called when someone tries to sell you a house? What are those people called? Brokers?
Oh yeah,
Realtor.
Realtors.
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
realtors.
Sorry. It's been a day. Anyway, one of you is on the phone talking to the realtors, trying to discuss this, potentially buying it to come visit it without any problems as a cover story. Also, you have a bunch of keys that you suspect just open the door here, so you could just go in that way. But as a cover story and to get some additional information, it's probably good to talk to a realtor. Who would be talking to them? I'm gonna say, let's not have it be Gorm for a change. Let's say Guybrush is actually talking to them for that. And as you're discussing it, you know, you're sort of looking at the website, which has a plain photo of it. The thought sort of goes through your head, like, you know, I could see myself living here.
Guybrush marks that down.
Ooh, that's not a good thought to have.
Exactly. Especially because he was the one who was like, if anyone starts showing interest in the house for real, red flag. So, being the psychiatrist himself, he will be like, this thought passed my mind. I'ma just write it down. Time, date. This is where it started. If this gets worse, guys, this is when it started. Yeah,
You
exactly.
are assuming that we actually listened to what you said, so I'm sorry. Character's done.
Great. And I'm assuming you're making plans.
Yeah, but he will be on self-analysis mode, so he will be like, yep, nope. First thought, first symptom, question mark? For real. But yeah, no, he will look up on the website, look at the house, and then ring up and present himself as someone who's interested in coming to see it, potentially purchasing it.
And one way or another, whether you do this or whether you go with the realtor or just go up to it, that's up to you. And we will do that next time.
Yay!
Preliminary investigation done. Moving on to spooky house that'll kill you. Alright, if there's nothing else to note down for the investigations now, then we'll leave it here and we'll move on to the inside next time. The haunting house, with you guys being prepared one way or another.
Alright.
And of course, if there's questions that you're like, oh fuck, we forgot to do this, then just fucking write them down. We'll be like, well, you investigated this beforehand. Let's go. Yeah. Let's try to not get bogged down constantly. No, actually, we need to go back to the library and investigate this other thing first. Anyway.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, I like.
Good night,
Yeah,
everybody.
Good night.
Finish your fucking thing, you're up.
Ah, fuck. Now it's awkward. I was gonna wait until the later, but anyway, I like how in both campaigns the army guy is a movie buff who just throws in theories out of movies into the supernatural stuff. I don't know. I just like it. Anyway, that's my anecdote.
Okay, good.
Thank you for the session.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.